Welcome back, watchers. This is tonight's watch, and I'm your host, Mark. We got Luke and Tony here. What's up, Lucas?
Hello.
Tonebone, how you doing?
It's going good. How's everybody?
I don't know if you're doing good after watching Justice League, but we'll see your thoughts in a second here. We got a good one for you today because we are doing the 2021 release of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Pretty much everyone knows what this is by now, but the absolute travesty that was Justice League 2017 underwent massive edits and reshoots when Zack Snyder left to a tragic family death of his daughter Autumn. The movie ended up being an abomination, and Warner Brothers actually got their head out of their wazoo and let him finish the movie, which we are doing today. I will give my spoiler-filled synopsis of the film. We will give our ratings and go into the plot of the film. We will not have any hints at the end of this one, but we will talk about our movie schedule coming up, so stay tuned for that. Are you guys ready for the synopsis?
So ready.
Alright. After the poor reception of the infamous 2017 Justice League debacle, we no longer have to deal with bad upper lip CGI, scenes cut short to keep a runtime, Batman simping over zombie Superman, and The Flash being an absolute cringe fest the entire film. Oh wait, the last one we still have. After Zack Snyder unfortunately had to leave the project, we got to deal with the hot Arby's dumpster fire of a mess that was the Whedon cut, aka the Justice League. Now we get to see Snyder's incredibly long original Paul Bettany vision of the epic, all on a full screen aspect ratio. The film starts upon Superman's untimely and incredibly unnecessary death in the timeless classic Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Boo-hoo. Time passes, and since Superman and his real upper lip are no longer a threat, Darkseid and Steppenwolf are no longer too scared to get the mother boxes. Pretty pathetic, if you ask me. What's even more pathetic, Stephen Wolfgang Puck is dying to get in the good graces of his lord Darkseid. They must get the 3 mother boxes to sync up like iTunes and an iPod Nano to destroy the world, giving Darkseid an opportunity to be a ruler of them all. One mother box is heavily guarded by the badass Amazonians, another is heavily guarded by the slightly less badass Atlanteans, and the 3rd mother box is in the closet of a teenager. Batman, feeling guilty for Superman's death, which I don't completely understand, decides to recruit the Justice League in honor of him or something like that. We get Batfleck trying his hardest to get fired from the film, Wonder Woman, the badass with the best DCEU movie, the Flash who I want to punch in his stupid fucking teeth, and wait, Cyborg is in this? I wouldn't have known from the Whedon cut. We learn that Cyborg is actually the main character of this movie, which would be cool if his CGI wasn't the level of Mr. Fantastic in 2005. But you know who has better CGI? Steppenwolf. He got 2 mother boxes already. Time to resurrect Superman. Too bad he's evil, and this is what the plot should have been for Batman v Superman. We had 3 hours of that movie where they hated each other because they disagreed and couldn't communicate. This would have been so much better. Oh well, he's better because of Lois. He puts on the black suit for God knows why, style over substance, I suppose, and he helps them. The mother boxes sink during the last fight, but the Flash runs back in time to stop it from occurring. But this raises the question of how far can he run back? Why not just stop this from ever occurring? It doesn't matter. We'll get to it later. The movie ends, and we get 17 epilogue scenes at the end.
Whew. Good job.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about right.
All right.
All right, Marky, you want to lead us off with your rating?
I don't think Tony will like this.
Yeah, Tony is not gonna agree.
Wait, before we give out these ratings, we should specify which of these DCU movies we've seen before.
Okay,
I've seen all of them.
No, you have not, sir. You have not
Birds
seen
of Prey.
I
have not seen Birds of Prey.
Or Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, I forgot that came out. I'm sorry. I have not seen most of them.
Okay, so he hasn't seen...
I haven't seen 2 of them, I think.
I have seen all of them except for Wonder Woman 1984. I've seen Birds of Prey.
Okay, and Luke has seen all of them except for 1984 and Birds of Prey.
Yeah, well, what have you seen, Tony?
I have seen Batman v Superman.
Good for you.
Nice.
and Suicide Squad, right?
Not
Yeah,
good track
baby.
record.
Yeah, baby.
Name some other ones. Not Man of Steel. Not
I've
Wonder Woman.
seen Justice
Shazam?
League Whedon cut.
Not Justice League Whedon cut. I have
Shazam?
not seen Justice League Whedon cut. Not Shazam. Not Aquaman.
Oh, I forgot Aquaman.
I
I have seen it. I just forgot that name.
You guys gave me a steelbook of that one.
Yeah.
Not Cyborg. Not Flash.
Cyborg. Okay, yeah.
Those are not. Well, this basically is the Cyborg movie, so.
And
pinnacle
I want to
Cyborg movie.
preface this by saying I've seen all the MCU movies,
Every single
and
one.
I think that will be
as well.
a topic of debate
Oh,
when
for
it
sure.
comes to this podcast and kind of what it encapsulates
I
in the DCU.
do have a ranking of like where this fits in the DCEU. Do you want to do that at the end or the beginning, Tobone?
You could do that after we all give our ratings.
Okay. You might not like my rating.
All right, go ahead.
I thought this movie was going to be a dumpster fire, and it kind of was, but I actually kind of liked it. Some things. I gave it a 6.8 out of 10. It has flaws for sure, but it's actually enjoyable, and I was entertained throughout, which is more than I expected for this movie. If I had to compare this to the Whedon Cut, it would be like an 8.7, because that one is pure dog shit. But like as a movie by itself, I think it's a 6.8. I mean, but then you take it, like we talked about, against any MCU movie, which is way higher than that. But I mean, you take out the cringy jokes, the horrible music choices sometimes, tighten down the story.
We'll get into that. We'll get into the music choices.
So you take down the story a little bit, like tighten it, like not cut out like what they did, but like just focus in a little bit. And it would have been better, could have like broke a 7, but I thought it was a good time nonetheless. It was surprisingly good time for me.
All right, Luke.
Well, Tony's gonna be mad
Let's hear it.
because my rating is basically it's like 0.2 or away from yours,
Oh
Marcus.
my goodness.
Oh my, here it goes.
Because I gave it a 6.6. So literally
Good
0.2.
rating. Good rating.
Because I do know there are problems, but I actually thought the pacing wasn't terrible, save for the epilogue.
For a 4-hour movie, by the way. A 4-hour
Yes,
movie.
it was extremely long, but I agreed that the pacing was actually good throughout it.
And
telling
the
story.
character development I thought was pretty good. I did not like the Flash, but I know Tony disagrees. I know. But I thought not for every character was the development great, but at least it flushed out some things.
I forgot
For them to-
real quick. My biggest part, I forgot this in my little thing. The best part and the reason I like this movie 6.8 is because of Cyborg, who is barely in the Whedon Cut.
I
and
also
he
like
was my
Cyborg.
favorite character in this movie, so he bumped it up.
Really?
Yes, I actually really.
I like
Okay,
Cyborg.
Okay.
And there are parts where I think, they didn't need to do that. But I did not have a terrible time watching. Tony, you can bash on this movie now.
I don't think you guys will expect what I'm going to say.
Is it going to be higher than we think?
Oh.
I think this movie, depending on who you are, can be, for me, a 4 out of 10 to a 5 out of 10.
Okay, that's where
I
I,
think
thought.
that's
you
what
would
I
be. That's where I
expected.
thought you would be.
That's right, yeah.
I think if you're into this really heavily stylized type of film, like the way everything looks, the way everything's shot, it's super stylized. It's like very over the top, and you're really into DC characters. I could see this being a 5 out of 10, even with it being 4 hours, and with all kind of like the weird comic-y superhero things that happen in like a self-serious type of movie. You like DC characters, 5 out of 10. But when you start breaking it down and comparing it, I think, to like Marvel movies or just other movies in general, that's where I get to 4 out of 10. Especially when you're thinking about a 4-hour movie and how to rate that correctly. Because if you're trying to draw viewers' attentions for 4 hours and like in a movie, not like a series, not like a WandaVision or a Falcon and the Winter Soldier or whatever, in just one movie, if you're like serious enough to be like, hey, I'm choosing this 4:3 aspect ratio, I'm going 4 hours and I'm gonna make you sit through this, you have to come correct. You have to do a lot of things right. And if you do, you could pull off like a really good movie, like a 8.5 plus. But when you fall short, you fall short.
I think also, without trying to, like, I try to take any previous notion that I had about this movie, right? About the DCEU, about the Justice League, about all this other bullshit, right? Around me. But I feel like it does kind of on accident, because it just, you expect such dog shit from them that you actually get something that's serviceable. I think it looks a little bit better. And so I did try to take that into account, but it could have helped it a little bit with ratings wise.
This is also what I mean by, this is coming from someone who's like only seen Batman v Superman and only like Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So this isn't someone who has seen the previous Justice League and like the other really bad DCU movies.
Those were
this
the
is
two
just,
bottom ones, to be fair.
This is just
the
like a
ones
base rating. This is just like a base rating for the movie from someone who's not really involved in all of it.
Part of the reason I did like it was the stylized, less plot, because the problem with Batman v Superman was too convoluted plot. It was going crazy. And this one was just like, he's trying to get all 3 mother boxes. It was really long for that like simple premise, but I kind of liked that you didn't have to think about what was happening and be confused the whole goddamn movie.
I definitely think this movie could be cut down because every other scene was in slow-mo.
Yes.
For sure.
Oh
They
my
just
goodness.
didn't do that. I think it's kind of funny because I watched Batman Begins, which isn't even a DCEU movie, but it's a DC movie. And that movie needed to be longer, in my opinion. And this movie needed to be shorter.
I will say a problem that I also have bringing into this movie is I've seen the rise of the MCU and them make superhero movies, like just really good movies. And I've seen Christopher Nolan do this before with a DC character.
Absolutely.
And then you go back in time to like the 90s and the early 2000s and like all the animated series that were made then and how good they were
Well,
and
they're
how
also
they kind
making
of
good movies now. They're still making animated movies now that people really like the
Yeah.
Flashpoint Paradox and stuff like that.
And so you like take things from that, and obviously like a live action movie can't necessarily do what animated movies do, but you take what they have done so well and like the characters they've built up in such a way, and this movie doesn't fulfill it the same to someone who has like a nostalgic feeling for those old shows.
That's fair. Where do you put this on the 3 scale that you've seen? Batman v
Well,
Superman.
this is the best,
Okay, but not good.
but this is not the most rewatchable, to be honest.
I'll
Just
agree with
because
that.
of
That's
the
fair.
length,
Yeah.
almost. I think for a lot of my notes, there's a lot of cons. I think my notes are almost all bad things, but like the pros of it is just like dumb, mindless watching this superhero movie type of thing, and
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
really describe that well. I think if you
That's-
just
yeah.
go into this and don't even think at all, then you might have an enjoyable time.
I also threw in stuff in the plot that explains stuff that happens in the Justice League and how they change certain stuff that I noticed. So I didn't like write
Justice League.
Yeah, that I didn't write this down from like something that was written down. I watched the Justice League before I watched SynderCut, so this is like what I noticed. So what a normal viewer would notice watching the two. So then I'll just throw those in so you know like some context, Tony.
I will
I
say,
think-
so I've seen the Justice League, but I've only seen it once in theaters, so I forgot almost all of it.
I think I saw it 3 times.
Aye!
Yeah, I don't know why. Luke, let's
I-
hear you. Oh, go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
I have one problem before we actually get into like the movie is I think what this movie does a lot is it introduces a lot of outside things, or especially when it comes to the epilogue, like things they describe things that happen, and it's kind of setting up for new movies, and it's always like set up for a new movie, and this happens and this happens. Oh, the audience is really gonna want to know about this and this and this and this and this, and it's
Well,
so much. It is
wasn't
so
it 'cause
much.
there's going to be a Justice League Part 2.
There
before
was
Zack
going to be
Snyder
a
got
Justice League
fired.
Part 2, but when we get into, like, Martian Manhunter...
Yeah, was that even a...
Well, they said it was kind of like, if we allow you to do your cut, you have to put this in there. Like, so he was forced to do stuff that they wanted.
Come on.
Like,
Studios
there's,
are
again,
whack.
the studio's fucking up. Like, so it's his vision, but then it's like, here's a couple scenes that Warner Brothers forced him to do to make his it's like, just bullshit still, so.
There is so much that alludes to, like, newer movies that it's like... It almost seems like pandering to a sort. It's like, all right, we're going to tell you all this happens and we're going to make you think about this because you're going to want to watch the new movie. And it's such a pretentious thing to do. Or like in an MCU movie, it's like one after credit scene, like describing like something funny happened during the movie, like right after. And then another one might be alluding to a new movie. It's like one scene and then that's it. And then you're like, oh, that's a cool one scene. But this is like, they're describing entire plot points. There's like saying all these things that are happening. And it's like, I don't like how they're doing that, trying to get people excited for like the next movies. It seems like so strange and pretentious to me.
I agree. Luke, let's hear your list of DCEU other than Wonder Woman 1984 and Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. This would be the... I cannot remember Man of Steel for the life of me.
That's what I had trouble with, was where to put Man of Steel.
Because... am I thinking this correctly? Oh, Shazam. I forgot about Shazam. I would probably say fourth. Okay. I would probably go Wonder Woman 1. Shazam 2. I think Man of Steel 3, but I don't know.
We have the exact same top 4 then. Mine's Wonder Woman, Shazam, Man of Steel, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah. I need to see Man of Steel again. I saw the beginning of it on TV a little while ago, and I was like, I don't really like this.
yeah. Okay, so what underneath?
I don't, yeah. So probably number 4.
Okay.
Or 3.
What else?
Then after that, I don't know. They're all pretty
doesn't
cuckoo.
matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I got Wonder Woman, Shazam, Man of Steel, Zack Snyder's Justice League at number 4, number 5, Birds of Prey, number 6, Batman v Superman, number 7, Aquaman, number 8, Justice League, and number 9, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I really didn't like Aquaman.
It wasn't... People were like, it's a campy good time. I did not get that feeling from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot that was even a movie.
Let's jump into
Does he have better character development in that movie?
No. And Amber Heard is in it, so...
I think a lot of problems with some of these characters in this movie that I had is I haven't seen their, like, backstory movie, right? So then but real these
quick,
people all just seem like no character development at all. Maybe like I'm missing something, so I gave it the benefit of the doubt.
No, but Aquaman came out after the Justice League did, so technically after when this movie was supposed to. So you're not supposed to have any context of who Aquaman is because, like, so
okay,
okay.
I will say though, Cyborg was barely in Justice League.
He was.
And I do not even remember his backstory. I think his dad died.
He did.
In a video.
I don't think he died
in Justice League.
Oh, maybe a video. I can't remember. I just watched it too.
So it was.
I don't have
nice
the same
to see
opinions
all of
of
that.
Cyborg. Don't have the same opinions of Cyborg in this movie.
Okay, we'll get to it. Real quick,
I think the characters are honestly one of the weakest parts of this movie, but go ahead.
I'll agree, except for Cyborg. So, I think he's an exception.
Yeah, I didn't like Batman in this movie either.
What did you guys like about the 4.3 aspect ratio with the full screen?
I do not
I thought it was fine.
Understand why.
I liked it, but I didn't understand either.
I didn't understand why, but I was like, whatever.
Is there a reason?
It's his original vision.
Because I'll say this. We've covered the Grand Budapest Hotel before. And when they're messing around with aspect ratios, it actually works really well. Because they mess around with aspect ratios during the time period that those aspect ratios like were invented and became a thing. And then when most of the movie is in for like 4:3, it's like it's that time period for when 4:3 was popular. And a lot of the shots are like large scenery shots that are like have high verticality, and like that extra space up top actually kind of helps like paint the scenery. But in this movie, it's like wow, I wish I had no black bars on the side and this was by 16:9.
The only thing I can think of is maybe it was trying to be like a comic book page, which is a little square. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway, it's not...
I didn't care, because I was like,
I
whatever.
cared the first
I'll
30
tell you
minutes, and
what-
then you sit there for 3.5 more hours.
I
and
was
then you were
gonna
like,
say
okay,
that.
whatever.
I was gonna say that. When it first came on and there's these black squares on the side of my TV, I am pissed off. Especially when there's like these very... Because especially with how the movie is, it's very like, oh, stylized and like over the top, and like, oh wow, that'd look a lot cooler if I didn't have black bars on the side of my screen, so it's on the top and bottom. But no, it's in 4:3, and then by like, you're strapped in for a 4-hour movie, and you're like, whatever. By the end, I don't care.
Yeah. Okay, so we start with the movie, and Superman is like breaking sound barriers with a scream because he died in Batman v Superman. But Luke, do you remember how this started in the Justice League?
Oh, it was a montage.
Everybody knows.
Yes, that's what it was. Isn't that crazy?
And you know what was in that beginning montage was Clark Kent's mom moving out, which is kind of like a sad scene in this. But it was just in the montage, and we get a ton of this. So Tony,
knows.
This entire like first part is kind of like just in a montage, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever, with a terrible pop song playing over it in the Justice League. So Cyborg, but in this one, Cyborg hears a yell. He has one of the mother boxes that is freaking out. Lex Luthor is there, motherfucker, and we see him making Steppenwolf. I don't understand what he's doing.
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't get that. Still, is he making?
Was that explained in Batman vs Superman? I have not seen that.
I don't know. I feel like he was summoning Steppenwolf because Superman was finally dead. I don't know. So was he working for Darkseid the whole time? I don't understand.
That's why Batman vs Superman is kind of just... Yeah.
I also want to say, but this intro scene and like all this like slow-mo and Superman screaming or whatever, also way too long. Like,
agreed. This
is what like contributes to this fucking 4-hour long movie that like honestly I did not want to sit through the entire thing, but I did. I did.
Yeah,
and
baby.
Also it's like I didn't actually have a problem with any of the casting except for Lex Luthor. And I think these guys already know my opinion of Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. But they make Lex Luthor in this, they want him to be like some Mark Zuckerberg, like wimpy little guy, but he's like really smart. And like even in the epilogue scene, you see him, he's like, oh, I don't want to piss you off, Deathstroke. Oh, I'm just a small guy. I could get beat up so easy. Oh, I'm a little wussy. But it's like, in all the animated series before and like a lot of the other movies before, it's like Lex Luthor is this really smart guy, yes, but he's also this strong guy who can fight himself even though he's just a human.
Yep.
Like he's menacing, and you get that vibe from him. And just calling this guy Lex Luthor is such a slap to Lex Luthor's character in the shows and in the comics, and it's just so weird that you want Jesse Eisenberg to do his Mark Zuckerberg impression as Lex Luthor, and even his Mark Zuckerberg impression is not correct anyways.
Yeah, well, you can go back to a different podcast for that. So we're going speed run through this. The scream is heard by who? Luke, one guess. Who's it heard by? That's right, it's Amber Heard. And mother boxes freak out. The Amazonian covered mother box freaks out too. It cracks, and they say to alert the queen, which is she's famous from something. Cuts to later when Bruce is in the ice place, but there's a really blurry shot in here that was definitely not rendered enough. Did you guys see that?
These shots are way too long. These shots are way too long.
But did you see the blurry one?
Panning over these icy shots, and there's like, oh, here's this lone guy just walking through the ice, and it's like 5 minutes long or something. I'm like, stop, please.
Guess what? It's just Batman. No one cares. And then we get to part 1. Don't count on it, Batman. Introduction to Aquaman. This scene is a lot longer in this version, and this makes a lot more sense. This is one of the scenes I like a lot more in this version because it was nonsense. It was absolute nonsense in the 2017.
I cannot remember. I'm starting to remember the Justice League now.
I'm trying to throw him in here.
Thank you.
So they threw, like, the problem was Ben Affleck was having an alcohol problem when they were doing the reshoots, so he gained weight. So you can tell when it's an insert. and insert joke and stuff, and it's always bad. Every time you can tell he has a little bit more weight on his face,
gosh.
it's always a bad joke, and oh my god, this scene was cut so motherfucking quick, and it didn't make any sense in the Justice League. But guess what? We get a little bit more exposition here. I actually like this scene because, like, it makes more sense why he doesn't want to do it. Because basically, in the Justice League, he's like, hey, come help me. And he's like, no. And then he's like, I know who you are. And he's like, all right, I'll come help you. And it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, he takes off his shirt and goes into the ocean, and he has the nicest pecs I maybe have ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Best part of the movie.
Pick
Chef's
number
kiss.
one.
Chef's kiss.
Pick number
Chef's
one.
kiss.
Mwah, mwah.
But take off the pants too, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say, why did they give Jason Momoa contacts that make him look like a fucking weirdo?
I don't know, and I don't care. It's just how it is.
That one, and then, you know, for being a 4-hour long movie, I thought that they were going to explain why Superman's screams awaken these mother boxes. And the best explanation I got was they're afraid of Superman. And so because he is dead now, they awaken.
Yes.
That is the dumbest fucking shit I have ever heard.
They heard
and
his
it makes no goddamn fucking sense.
Because they're connected to Darkseid, he knows now that Superman's dead, so he's not afraid anymore to go. But if he's not afraid anymore to go, why send Steppenwolf? I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's
and also
so-
Because he was a little pussy bitch and got slashed by Green Lantern or some bullshit like that. I don't know, whatever that scene was. But
And let me get to this scene between Batman and Aquaman and these Icelandic people. Batman's describing Aquaman, this guy that comes out of the sea and helps these people. And one of the Icelandic people say, how dare this dog speak to us like children? And it's like, superheroes exist in this motherfucking universe. Superman is flying around, and then Batman describes a superhero, and then you're gonna say, that's fucking fake. You're talking to us like we're children. Like, obviously, in this universe, superheroes already exist. Aliens already exist. Why is that so unbelievable?
I'm not sure.
Truth.
I concede.
And we get, after that, we get into the scene where Jason Momoa takes off his shirt. Well, chef's kiss. But then some weird bitch picks it up and smells it, and then they're all singing Icelandic for 5 minutes when he's going into the water. Again, why is the singing so long here?
But you're telling me you wouldn't smell his shirt if he threw it off?
Come
and threw it
on.
at
I
you?
would,
on.
but I wouldn't sing in Icelandic for 5 minutes as he's leaving.
I kind of like that I don't like how long it was. I kind of like that they were like singing some ritual song. It was definitely cut out of the Justice League. So I was like, that's kind of cool. Way too long. But then we get a hard cut to Martha at Clark's grave, and she is moving away. And this was, of course, in a montage that I was talking about. That she sold the house upon Clark's death.
This plot, this storyline though doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't.
Yeah,
It literally
that gets into one of my
nitpicks
later on.
She loses a house. She never even talks to Lois Lane because it was Martian, the goddamn fucking manhunter, who didn't help these guys. He didn't help these guys at all. He didn't even fucking help these guys at all. And then she gets the house back. She gets the house back in that epilogue. What is the fucking point of this goddamn house in this entire goddamn movie?
It also reminds me of Far From Home, the end credit scene where they're like, haha, Nick Fury's a fucking Skrull. Spoilers for that. And you're like, oh, then why do I care about rewatching this movie and seeing Nick Fury in it? Because it's just a fucking Skrull the whole time.
Don't ever talk to me about the Skrulls.
Dude, I'm pretending that doesn't happen. I'm still pretend like they were not Skrulls. Fuck the Skrulls. Lois Lane gets coffee, and there's, of course, a weird song. There's always a weird song during every part of this fucking movie.
Yeah, that's
the
also
songs
my nitpick.
and the music are so bad. They're so bad.
What I think is it's because it wasn't like the original release, so he had to deal with like what he could.
No,
But they
don't even get me started with the Amazonian lamentation.
Yeah, that was my least favorite.
The Amazonian
Are we talking
lamentation.
about when
Anytime
every
there's
single
an
time
Amazon,
Wonder Woman's in-
any single time there's Wonder Woman, there's screaming in the background as this song, and it's the same screaming, and it's all the time.
I hate it. I hate
it's so loud, and they reuse it like literally every single time you see Wonder Woman
Oh my
or an
God, it was
Amazonian.
so much. It was terrible, and the problem was it was just reused. You made one song, you just reused it because it was their theme. But every time they showed up on screen, they just kept using it.
I could go back and count how many times they used this one specific
again.
like sound bit.
Go watch it in black and white. Go watch it in black and white.
I'm
They
positive
released
it's
Did they release a new R?
plus times.
Yeah, they released a new R called Justice is Gray.
Really?
Yeah, continuing.
Really?
The weird song happens when she's getting coffee, and she's talking to a cop at Superman's memorial thing, where his head's like cut off of it, and his head got cut off like it like showed it earlier, but in the Justice League, it didn't show that earlier. So then when Superman's resurrected, he just shows up at his like memorial, and the head's off, and no one understands why that happened and why he's there or why oh god, I can't, we'll get to that.
Was
scene
Lois even?
Lois
Also-
never visited the memorial,
Right. Because that's right. Okay, now I
because
remember.
that's why
Justice
she's
League.
close in this movie. Remember, but
Right,
remember
right.
in the Justice League, they're like,
It was just the secret weapon. I had no idea
don't
how
even
she
talk
got
about
there.
it. We'll
Yeah,
talk about
okay.
that later.
I hate Lois Lane in this movie.
Well, I hate her in the whole series.
Absolutely hate her in this movie. And you know
Really?
why I
You
hate her in this movie? You know why I hate her in this one? Because any scene that she's in, it's always mourning about Superman. It's
That is
literally her being mopey the entire time about Superman. And there's that, like, the only time, like, 100% of her screen time is mopey about Superman. And then she comes and saves him. Oh, Lois Lane is the key. They're loved together. Blah, blah, blah. And then she's the key. And then you know what they do in the fucking epilogue? They throw her name in there again. And they say, oh, Lois Lane was actually more important than you thought. And she died, and Superman's batshit crazy now for some reason.
Well,
and
that
then
was-
it's
that
like,
was-
watch
that
the
was, like-
next movie, please. Please watch the next movie.
That was like already like teased in Batman v Superman. So I'm not going to dodge
Because
it for
wasn't
that. But
Flash goes back in
yeah,
time?
that
and
was
does
like
some
because he
crazy
says
crap?
like Lois is the key, but it was actually about this, and people already knew that.
What is the fuck with?
I don't know.
What are these cryptic messages too? Like,
I-
what is the time limit on these superpowers? Can Flash not say Lois is the key, but he can say, "Hey, don't let Lois die." Or
I know.
if you can only have 3
Yeah, it
words,
doesn't make
Lois no die.
I know.
Lois no die.
It doesn't make any
I,
sense. Also, it looked like a dream sequence, so people didn't know if it was real or not. It was done
was very
terribly in that
strange.
movie.
Yeah.
Real quick though, they made Lois Lane even worse in the Justice League.
Yeah.
Because not only was she mopey the whole time, then she said like she admits to not being strong without him. So then you have this woman who's like not independent and not strong, and she admits that she's not strong because Joss Whedon hates women apparently, and so like he
Yeah.
threw that in there, and it's just like, oh, you made her even worse because like she's just like, oh, I'm pathetic, and she basically admits she's pathetic, and it's like I don't like that. Make her like an independent
It's-
like badass
I will
woman.
say-
It's
Don't
worse.
care.
I will say it's
that-
worse, but it doesn't sound that much worse, to be honest with you.
I will. In the other movies, I will say she always finds herself in situations where she needs to be saved.
She helped in Batman v Superman though at one point.
Yeah,
Remember?
Yeah,
she
but
did help,
did.
so
Luke,
I like that.
Luke, she doesn't do
I
goddamn
like-
shit in this movie to be in any harm's way anyway. She
I
doesn't
know.
even do anything in this movie.
Okay,
Yeah,
continuing.
But at least she didn't. I
I'm
don't
never
know.
gonna finish this. I'm
Oh.
on page 2 out of 11.
Go.
God.
I like Amy Adams. That's what I wanted to say. I like Amy Adams. I know I
also
don't
like
like
Amy
Lois,
Adams.
but
I don't
like
like
Amy
Lois.
Adams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go by a huge banner for Superman that's on a bridge. I don't understand why they would hang this up because nobody fucking liked him the last movie, and then now they praise him just because he died.
Exactly.
Just because the presence of Doomsday happened changes the fact that he's an alien and everyone's fine. Zod was a bad guy too, and they hated Superman anyway. So why would Doomsday be any different when?
And just by the way, when
It doesn't
Superman
make any
comes
sense.
back, he's a goddamn criminal. He's a criminal, and they don't ever wrap that up on how their people are just fine with him again. He's been a criminal since the last movie. He comes back, and he's evil in the beginning of this goddamn movie to the public, and then nothing gets solved. Go on.
Exactly. Okay, so you wouldn't I don't even understand what this note means. Wouldn't you rather root for like the normal guy who is branding people and shooting people as a vigilante to die instead of Superman, who's already proven he will like fight to save them? So like, why are people so mad at Superman when Batman's killing people? When it doesn't make any sense. Why are they mad at Superman?
killing
Like
people,
they're so mad at
dude.
Superman in all of Batman v Superman, but now they love him. But why are they never mad at Batman? It doesn't make sense. We continue. A bad guy comes to rob the bank, but not just that, he wants to blow up all the hostages. Most of them are children. Come on, man. I kind of like the music here. It's okay.
This terrorist group does not get flushed out at all. I was like, oh, this terrorist, I thought when I saw this scene, oh, this terrorist group is going to be important the rest of the movie. No!
No, it
This
doesn't matter.
terrorist group
It's definitely
is
like a comic book thing that they
the
just threw.
movie.
So like,
it doesn't mean anything for the rest of the movie. So why do you even need this scene in a 4-hour-long movie?
see, this was the thing in the Justice League that they could have just cut out completely, but no, they just cut it down and made it less sense. Yeah, made it less sense. So, so
I like
Wonder Woman,
Woman's theme. I wish they used that insteed of the Amazonian.
I wrote like it sounds like it comes out of Robert Rodriguez, like Spy Kids fucking movie. I like that too. See, I like that too, but I don't like the okay. We go and Wonder Woman's standing on the statue, which looks fucking horrible. I don't know why she's standing on the statue. Is this what she does in her free time? I don't understand.
Oh my god, all those scenes like that where it's just like one person and it's like supposed to be like this super scenic, amazing shot of them like standing somewhere. They are all horribly green screened. Like they look horribly green screened and they look like fucking shit.
I agree. Again, I like this movie. It's a 6.8. It's just so fun. When this stuff happens, I get so furious. But it's so funny to like make fun of because this stuff. Why is she standing on a statue? Why are you choosing? Whatever. It doesn't matter. We have to continue. She moves too quickly sometimes, and it's weird because like if she moves so quickly, then why is the Flash important? Why don't we just throw the Flash
don't get me started on that. Okay,
hey,
so
I like
let me break this down.
Slow-mo shot of her throwing the suitcase in the air. I know too much slow-mo happens later, but I actually like the image of her throwing the suitcase in the air. It looks like it could be on a cover or something. I like.
Okay, let's break this down. There's kids in a bank because there's a school trip to the bank for some reason. What the fuck? I've never went on a school trip to a bank, but whatever. And then Wonder Woman comes in. My note for this, by the way, when she's just standing up there, was Wonder Woman casually on the building, lol. I was like, what the fuck? And then the music during the scene, way too loud. The Amazon lamentation, way too loud. And here we get into a big problem of the movie I have. So it's very stylized. Everything looks like it has a filter on it. And we get into fighting scenes. Wonder Woman is flying around. She's like, and she's going super speed, and she's punching everything, and blah 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 blah. And like all her movements just look like not even trying super hard punching movements, but like they edit it, and how they edit it, and like the CGI for it, it just makes it look bad in my opinion. Like it doesn't look like a good fight scene, anyways. And like when she's flying and stuff, it's just like it looks like she's just standing there, and they're like CGIing her to fly.
For sure, I thought it was a cool shot of her throwing everything.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
Like, one movement I did like,
especially when you compare this to Marvel movies, and not just the CGI in Marvel movies, but like the fight scenes. Like a lot of them are like stunt doubles actually doing fighting, and a lot of them are practical. And then these are just like it's like everything is obviously CGI, and it's like, ooh, it's definitely a style of movie that you have to get past it.
Agreed.
And there's this scene where this guy gets an assault rifle and it's fully automatic and he's spraying down this crowd of children.
Oh, I like
and
this.
Wonder Woman is going like literally this. So she's faster than the Flash, right? Is she faster than the Flash? Superman's faster than the Flash? They're all faster?
There's an end credit scene of the Justice League where Superman and Flash race.
They do. Yes.
What is the point? What is the point of the Flash?
Slow-mos, right? And then it ends.
Because Wonder Woman is literally fast enough to stop automatic fire from an assault rifle raining down on this crowd. She is that fast. She is that fast. Bang, bang, bang. She like blocks all of these bullets. And then you know what she does when the guy runs out of ammo? She lets him reload. She was fast enough to stop automatic fire, but she's just gonna sit there like a fucking dummy while he reloads the clip. And then when he gets the second clip in, what does she do? She like hits her forearms together, she hits the braces together, and then boom, explosion, and then he's like eviscerated, and then his hat flies down to the cop car. And it's like, really? You couldn't just use your super speed and like disarmed him and took him out, but you had to cause this explosion in front of this crowd of children, almost harming these children and blowing out like that entire story of the bank?
I agree. I don't like that she's fast. I did like the way it looked when she was like blocking all the bullets. I thought it was cool. I don't give a fuck.
I
don't understand this too. Literally, Wonder Woman has one move, and it's to hit her braces together, and it causes an explosion.
I don't like that because
and
it also
does
that. Like it could kill people underneath that are walking on the street.
But she does that move like 10 times during this movie. She's like, oh no, my like sword and my lasso and my punches don't work. Boom, explosion, boom, explosion. I'm just gonna like use this ass pull of an explosion move, and I'm only gonna do that. There's like no variety to what she does.
I agree, but we gotta continue. We're 40 minutes in, and we're like on page 2. Page 3 now? Page 3. We're good, okay?
Nice.
It's stupid.
What about this line? What about this fucking line, though? Can I be like you someday, Wonder Woman? And then she says, you can be anything you want to be. Like, fuck no, she can't, Wonder Woman. She's not an Amazon with the blood of the gods. She is not a Amazon with the blood of the gods. She cannot be like you, Wonder Woman.
She can't be like her, but she can be whatever she wants to. Because
girl.
No, but like it gives her, at least it gives Wonder Woman a little bit more depth than they did in the Justice League, because she did nothing. She did nothing in the Justice League.
This reminds me of the Key and Peele sketch. There's a Key and Peele sketch where Key is a basketball player and he like won the game with a buzzer beater or whatever, and then he's like, kids, you can do anything you want, and then the reporter's like, no kids, you're like really kid, like, yes you can fly, every kid ages 3 to 6 get on top of your house and jump off because you can fly, and then the reporter's like, no kids, don't do that. It's like, you can literally fly, and then it turns out like all these kids did that and killed themselves, and then he's in a press conference after, and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know what the words literally and figuratively meant. And it's like that. It's like, no, you can't be whatever you want to be. Like, especially when you're describing superhero powers.
You're reading too far.
It was one line.
It's fine.
Like, whatever.
It's easy. Okay. All right. The Amazon box goes quiet because it was all shaky. It was like, it looked like Norman Osborn when he was getting like, and then we get a lot more shots of Steppenwolf and the Fireflies coming. And let's talk about Steppenwolf's look, because it looks a million times better.
Holy crap.
A million times better.
I know it's bad, but it is.
I do not know what he looks like in Justice League, but he looks fucking dope in this movie.
I like it.
Cool.
That is, thank you.
Actually, a problem I have with this movie is he looks cooler than Darkseid.
I agree.
Like, he like it looks like Steppenwolf is wearing like level 100 armor, and then Darkseid is wearing like level 5 armor, like level 5 armor. Like Steppenwolf looks way doper than Darkseid.
Maybe that has something to do with it if they explored it a little bit more with like Darkseid isn't as powerful, but he's like manipulative. That would work if it could, but we don't get any explanation, so it doesn't matter. But he looks awesome compared. Like, he looked terrible. And he was
it was actually my least
goofball.
Favorite. Yeah, it was bad.
He was a goofball in 2017. We could also. It's also the Whedon cut, if we mention that just to the audience. He looked like a person. Like, it was just straight up a person with like a helmet on. Basically, that's what he looked like.
Nice.
So I like that all the Amazonian women jump on him to hold him back. I kind of like that. None of this happened. Like, and if any of this happened in the Justice League, it was super quick. Like, super quick.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But the Queen gets out, and the whole structure falls into the water, and she has the mother box, right? So
okay, but this is so dumb. This is so dumb to me. Like, with no backstory to it, she's like, use the hammers, and then they're breaking like these wood pillars so that like these stone walls come down and close off the temple, and boom, boom, and all these walls close off the temple, and then it falls off into the ocean. But it's just like stone. Like, this is a motherfucking alien, like, supervillain. Of course he's going to be able to blast through goddamn stone wall.
But, like, at least it gave her the chance to maybe get out of there, which would make more sense if she ran right away and not, like, looked down at the water. So that's the problem. Like, the problem is that she just stood there and took her sweet-ass time because she was, like,
she also did this maneuver beforehand where she runs up a wall and jumps down and stabs a parademon. I was like, oh my god, she's just going to run up the wall and leave, right? And then she runs up the wall and just jumps to stab a parademon when she could have just done it in the beginning. Don't even know. And then she slides under the door, the whole fucking slide under the door as it closes fucking trope, and it looks so bad and so CGI because it looks like she starts the slide and then like she's sliding, and then instead of like sliding like 3 feet underneath the doorway like a normal fucking human being, she starts the slide and then it's like 20 feet zoom, but there's like, it just looks like she's casually laying on the floor, and they're like making like CGI moving her out, and then whoop, she's good.
Luke, did you
I was gonna say, When she's on the horses and it's not slow-mo, I liked that part. I did not like all the slow-mo action part. But I liked all the fast stuff that happened. I wish it was less slow-mo.
I agree. So she takes a moment of the fallen water. They get on the horse, so she's running away. I like this part where, Steppenwolf jumps out of the water and he goes after them. I don't even know if this happened. I can't remember this part in the Justice League. I like how she lassos the box after getting on the horse, and then I like how they shoot the arrow and the soldier jumps and grabs it and lands on. I like that part.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I have a question. Is there a difference between these Amazons and the Amazons, like, what was it, like 10,000 years ago or whatever, or 100,000 years ago when Darkseid first attacked Earth?
I think they're like, some of them are maybe the same soldiers. I don't know how old they live.
No, I meant because in that scene where Darkseid first invaded Earth, an Amazon shot an arrow at a ship and the entire ship blew up. Yeah. And then it seems like these Amazons are just shooting regular ass poo arrows.
I don't know. I don't know the lore.
Like they seemed
lore.
They seemed weak as hell during this fight scene.
Okay, but it was cool when she grabbed the arrow. That was all my point. And then a bunch of Amazonian women show up, and then he gets Scotty Beam's Steppenwolf out of there. The Queen stays with the dying soldier, which I kind of like because it was like actually staying with the dying soldier. I like that part. Gives her a little bit more character. I mean, it is unnecessary, but I kind of liked it. Steppenwolf is trying to find the other two boxes. They need to burn the fire that hasn't been burned in 5,000 years. Men won't know what it means, but she will, because Tony, she's not allowed back there. Like, Wonder Woman's not allowed back there because she left. And so, like, only if they burn this is she allowed to return. So, like,
Lord of the Rings-esque.
Yeah, so, like,
they literally shot an
that's
arrow
why they had to burn it. So,
Sure.
So now we get to part 2, Age of Heroes. Also, a bunch of these part names suck ass. But Age of Heroes
suck so much ass. They suck so badly.
I like Age of Heroes. That one's like such a normal cliche one. It's fine. Okay. Steppenwolf puts the mother box in a Kevin Pillar thing. I mean, Pillar, you know, I was just making a bad joke.
Baseball joke, I'll understand.
I like baseball. He tells, so these parademons, I just called fireflies in here. So every time I say flies or fireflies, that's what I mean.
Parademons, that's what they're called.
So he tells...
How do you go through the 4-hour movie and not remember that they're called parademons?
Because it's a 4-hour movie. I can't remember
I was
everything.
like, oh, shoot, they fly.
They fly.
They also
like
say it so much. They say it so much.
I started with fireflies. I never changed it. He says he will see my worth again. Okay, so he's talking about Darkseid. So in Justice League, Tony, they mention Darkseid once, and Steppenwolf is doing this for himself. He's like the main bad guy, but it sucks because like he has no motivation. It's not like, oh, I need to do this for Darkseid that we'll get to his like why he wants to do this later. They don't explain why he wants to do it. He's just like evil, and they don't even talk about Darkseid. So it sucks that, and so I like this like extra backstory that he's like trying to get back in the good graces.
See, this is one of those things where I think if you saw Justice League and you watch this one, you're like, yes, thank you. This movie makes it so much better. But like for me, who did not see Justice League and just saw this one, and hearing that, I still don't care because Steppenwolf's like, I will be in his good graces, but that's never explored. It's never described like, oh, they say you betrayed him. Never say how he betrays him. Blah 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 blah. And then Steppenwolf dies by the end of the movie. This is a 4-hour-long movie, and you don't think you could fit that in?
Fair. I think in the part 2 they might have explained Steppenwolf a little bit more in his motivation. I don't know.
This is my problem with this movie is you make it 4 hours long, and there's so many things that could be cool to like delve into and elaborate, but it isn't. Steppenwolf is doing this to get on Darkseid's good graces again. Why? Because he had betrayed him and now he's not in his good graces. Anything else? No, nothing else is explained, and that's it. It's literally a 1-sentence explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to keep it simple, but I agree they could have gotten more into it. So Bruce is shaving his beard and talking to Alfred, and then he said, they said something about possibly, and he said, if I had $1 for every possibly, it would make you even more insufferable, he answers, which I actually like, because that's kind of like how Alfred is supposed to talk to Batman. I kind of like that line. Alfred talks against the plan. Batman says he's doing it for Superman. Well, this would make sense if Batman killed him in Batman vs Superman, but he didn't
do anything.
So it doesn't make
do anything.
He
I don't
didn't make
understand.
he did nothing. He tried to help him.
He should
tried
be
to help him
upset
at the
about the
end.
people he brutally murdered.
And the people he branded that are getting murdered in prison. And I don't understand why he cares about Superman. And he's like, ooh, Superman gets...
I will say I did not like Batman.
Batman
apologize if I'm getting too
sucks.
loud. I get so angry.
This new Batman sucks so bad. We've had Christian Bale Batman before, and we've seen Batman in other like animated shows and comics, and he's literally like the mega brain, intensely smart superhero that makes up for like not having superpowers by always having a plan and always having like a backup plan and things thought out. And he sucks in this goddamn movie, and he sucks in this whole DCU universe. It's so bad. Literally, he's like fighting hand to hand with one parademon as all the superheroes are fucking up a bunch of other parademons. And then he like finally in the end scene, he gets a fucking car and starts shooting them all. But like he literally doesn't do anything in this movie. Like literally zero is done by Batman.
I agree. I sent you a picture of the Justice League Steppenwolf just as reference for you, Tony. But I agree. Also, in Justice League, Batman was like Superman's number one fangirl. It was insane because like Superman came back and Batman was like, they had an insert shot, which is obviously an insert shot by Joss Whedon, and he was like like all happy. You remember that, Luke? He came back and Batman was like, I'm like, this is the
Do you
Batman.
remember the flowers that grow at the end? I laughed. I was in the theater.
I'm just like, this
and
is what they're
at me
giving us.
funny.
This is the Batman they're giving us.
I'm fine with Justice League Steppenwolf because it looks more like the Steppenwolf in the comics.
Ew, but it
the
didn't work in the
Steppenwolf
movie.
in
It
the
didn't work
comics,
in the movie.
It looked
It's literally
worse
just
when
a guy.
action happened.
It's
didn't
literally
work.
just a guy with a helmet
But
in
it
the
didn't
comics,
work in
like
the
a
movie.
regular guy,
I'd rather
like
have
a
it
regular
crazy.
guy.
I'd rather have it crazy. I don't like
That's
it.
fine, but I don't think you could like knock it.
I think it looked really bad CGI too, so that was part of it too. But anyway, Batman is a little bit better in this version because he's not like fanboying over fucking Superman the entire goddamn
He
movie.
still kind of does.
He's okay, but he doesn't have insert shots of him like moaning when he comes back.
Sure. And once we get to that point, we'll get into the large problem of Superman as a whole. But I'll talk about it when we get there.
All right, so we cut to Cyborg's dad as he leaves his job. He says bye to the janitor, and he works at Star Labs. And this is important, right, Luke? Isn't this like
That's the Flash.
Yeah, okay,
It's,
so
it has to do with the Flash. Yeah.
yeah, especially in like the CW show, I remember Star Labs, but that show sucks now. There is a noise and a hole in the roof, and it's a parademon, aka Firefly. It cuts back to the Amazonians, and it says, "Warn my daughter that the day has come," and shoots arrow. This was fine, but it's also like unnecessary because you already said you're going to call her back. So well, why say it again? Diana is at her job in the museum. On the TV, there is a shrine of the Amazon burning. Which
Wait. Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yes, go ahead. And then I'll continue.
So a janitor got attacked by a parademon or whatever, and he's in like the hospital or whatever, and then he has an ID sketch of who did this. And he drew it, and it looks like fucking Batman. And
Yes.
not like a parademon at all. What the fuck is
Correct.
with that? What is with that?
I mean, that was like the point of it, like for the plot. I don't understand why he actually.
But nothing, even with the plot, kind of does it. There's like a scene is like, do you think Batman could have done this? And then it's no.
Yeah,
and then
it
that was
doesn't-
pretty much it. It doesn't
True.
go anywhere.
Was
There's no
J.K.
point for this
Simmons-
ID sketch to exist.
Is J.K.
Why would you
Simmons-
even do it like this? Why would you do it like this? I
Is-
don't understand.
Is J.K. Simmons in any other DCEU movie?
No, this is supposed to be his introduction. If they made the Batman movie with like
that's
made a
sad.
Deathstroke movie with Batman,
I like
with
Commissioner
Ben Affleck.
Gordon.
I do too, and I like J.K. Simmons because he's a fucking badass.
J.K. Simmons
Correct.
is a badass.
So Diana's at her job, and they see the Amazon burning, like the thing burning. Of course, it's on the TV right next to her. Yeah, come on. And they say it's something about invasion, which means the communications have been interrupted. And
Yes.
and it's also so like and then we cut back to Star Labs. Something is missing, which is the mother box, but it wasn't the parademon. We learn about
It
this later.
was-
I call him Dr. Dad because I couldn't remember their last name.
Nice.
So Dr. Dad took
Dad.
it home.
I'll take
I think
it,
it's
yeah.
Stone.
Stone, okay. He
Right?
mentions
Yeah.
alien technology because they were talking about the mother box, blah, blah, blah. So my notes were kind of like as I was watching the movie, so then they get explained later, so they kind of don't make sense sometimes. they have the Superman ship locked up, which was from still Man of Steel. They still have the Firefly looked like Batman from the drawing, so that's what Tony talked on. He goes back to his son Victor, who is Cyborg, and he says the box isn't safe here because it's just in his motherfucking closet. You know a lot about monsters, especially how to make them. I kind of like that line. It's a cheesy, like, comic book line, but
It's a cheesy line.
I liked it.
His CGI also looks like goddamn shit.
It did, but it
whatever.
did look like that in 2017, so I don't blame, like, the Snyder Cut, because I blame Warner Brothers for that, because they didn't work on it in 2017 at all, either. It's always looked like garbage. So,
right,
I kind of wish he had, like, one of his arms still. That would have been cooler,
Human?
too. One human
Like,
arm.
actually,
Yeah,
like,
not
actually
just half of
in,
his
like, the show, or, like, Teen Titans or something?
Yeah.
Well, I guess Teen Titans, he's, like, all cyborg, I guess.
I would have liked it, like, a little bit more human than just half his face, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I still
Especially with how, like, he was, like, pictured in his hospital bed. It seemed like it was, like, one side of him was fine, and I thought that was going to be how it was, but then he's just all cyborg. So it's so weird.
Yes, very weird. So Diana goes to the shrine of the Amazon, and why is she allowed behind the police line?
Yeah,
I don't
didn't
know.
understand
Anyway, she lights a torch and jumps straight down in her heels. They would have snapped. I don't care. This is bullshit.
Yes, I remember that.
She puts the arrow in the placeholder like it's Godzilla versus Kong. Am I right? And
okay. Yes.
she sees writings about 3 boxes and the Fireflies and bullshit like that. And Darkseid, aka Thanos of the DC, aka it was the original Thanos because DC did everything first in the comics, but then Marvel did it better in the movies.
Ooh, that's true. Justice League came first and then Avengers second, right?
I mean, Superman was like
basically
it was
Marvel
Superman
was
and
like
Batman.
Yeah, Marvel, like, Avengers was like stealing shit from like Justice League comics back in the day, but now they do the movies so much better, so everyone forgets.
Yeah, Thanos is actually a supervillain with like motives and like a backstory and emotions, and he actually goes through everything.
And everyone gets massacred in the background. That was crazy.
And the pretty much Steppenwolf and Darkseid are bad guys. You could just describe them with they're bad guys. What is their motive? They're bad guys. Why are they trying to dominate all these world? Bad guys.
Wait, Tony, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can you tell me what Lex Luthor's plan was in Batman v Superman?
All of it.
I want to hear what you think his plan is.
I can't describe it at all, actually. I
don't
couldn't
know.
describe
I
it all,
don't know
except,
why he wanted them to fight.
You know what? I do have one. Bad guys.
Ooh, yeah, bad guys.
These bad guys.
Alright, so we cut to a boatsman guy who is dying because his ship is wrecked, but who can save him? Oh, yeah, it's motherfucking Aquaman.
They don't need this scene. Why is this scene in here?
And why does he go back to the barn and throw him on the table, which was pretty fucking rude, if you ask me.
He probably broke his back.
And then because he didn't respect the storm.
And then he said it's on him. So not only that, that guy's out of money.
He stole a bottle of alcohol.
Yep.
No point in that scene. Cut it out. Please.
They're trying to make him like a badass or what? I don't even understand. So when he's walking back on the dock, we have a horrible song playing. But
yeah,
I will say this.
Why they put in so many songs?
It was a terrible song, but it was more somber and everything. So it's kind of trying to show that he's like depressed and stuff, like trying to delve into that a little bit. Bad song choice, but that's like what they're trying to do. In the Justice League, it was the fucking Star Trek Beyond trailer song, Luke, where it's like, wow, where it's like going crazy, which is supposed to be badass. So like they completely changed the reason for him drinking.
Yeah, because it doesn't Aquaman have like a one-liner that I forget. He like yells something.
I don't know. I can't remember.
That was really famous.
I have a question.
God,
do
you think?
Yeah, that one.
Do you think this movie is this movie a director having too much power?
No.
I don't, because you can tell Warner Brothers still stuck their greedy paws into it. I think the problem is, like, he had to choose weird, like, songs like this because, like, I don't know if he understood.
But, like, what about that Aquaman scene? Like, that's Zack Snyder, I'm assuming?
I think so? I don't know.
Like, get to a point where you have a 4-hour-long movie in 4x3 with all these, like, weird choices, it feels like there's many parts into making a good movie, and it's not just the director. And this feels like, to me, a lot of the director without a lot of oversight.
I will say that if Zack Snyder were to release this in theaters in 2017, they probably would have made him cut it down a ton.
They would have never let him release places.
Right. I think it's only
So this
how
is
long it is
so
because
this is
of what
his
happened to him.
Yes, so this is like his artistic impression. This is what he wants as a director. So this is like, well, this is a director having a lot of power compared to a lot of different types of movies.
Yes. But
So this is what he is like trying to express of his vision of this movie, and there's just scenes like this Aquaman scene where he just saves some guy because he didn't respect the storm. That's so unneeded.
I agree. I think
anything
he was trying to
happen-
get to the fact that he was walking on the dock to show
Yeah.
that he's having issues, and I agree it's not the best way to do it, and I agree the song doesn't work, but I like the thought that he is drinking like this because he is depressed and he's having a lot of issues. But when you go to the Justice League, I know like you're not talking about the Justice League, but the Justice League part of it was like, yeah, he's such a badass, let's play this awesome song, he's drinking, he throws it on the ground because he's a badass, but
It was like a cool thing that he was an
like, yeah, like
alcoholic.
fucking
It was
badass,
weird.
yeah, but like I like in this, at least with all of its issues, at least it's trying to show that he has issues. That's my only like thought on it.
Okay, you can continue.
Right. So my biggest problem too is he jumps down and it's still an Aquaman. So you have this horrible song and then it just cuts to like the score. So it's like it feels super disjointed where it's like it seemed like a shot was supposed to go in between these or something, because like you go from this terrible song to like still him diving down. But you know what makes this movie better, Luke? That's right, it's Willem fucking Dafoe.
Yes.
He's down there.
No, they did Willem Dafoe dirty.
He was
bro.
in Aquaman
He
a
looks-
lot more.
He was an Aquaman. like a big part.
Okay. I will also say this though, that all the underwater scenes also fucking
Oh,
trash.
Tony, that's Aquaman.
They
The
look
entire movie.
so
The entire
bad.
movie of Aquaman looks like a
Oh
video
my
game.
What?
That's like Warner Brothers like rendering. That's like That's not.
Where in 2021 do they think they could get away with this fucking bullshit?
Warner Brothers does. They are. I don't like them. But Arthur is the rightful king of Atlantis, but he doesn't want to go back. So this is all set up for
Aragorn.
Like,
It's Aragorn, man.
this was like all
Lord of the Rings.
set. Yeah, this is all like set up for like the Aquaman movie that like came technically before it, but it was supposed to come after it. Blah blah blah. You know.
Is it chronologically after or before this happened?
After. It's like a prequel. I'm sorry.
It's a
Aquaman is
sequel.
before.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yes.
Holy crap.
That's why like they're like he doesn't want to go back and stuff. You don't remember? Oh my god, Luke.
I cannot remember Aquaman. I've watched it once.
It is a prequel. It's like a prequel. He doesn't take his mother's trident from Defoe, but we never really get back to that, so I don't really understand any of that. Back to Steppenwolf. He looks like a hologram thing melted from the pillar of like I don't.
Oh, D-Sod?
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
oh wait, it wasn't. I don't
It was
understand what's happening.
D-Sod was his name?
Oh, like it was a servant. Yeah, I said it was a Darkseid employee or servant or second-hand man or what something.
I think he's
yeah.
really big in the...
He has to be, because I don't understand what he is. Steppenwolf betrayed Darkseid or something, but he can't return. But he will hear his plea when he pays his debt, aka get the mother boxes. So, I mean, at least Steppenwolf has motivations in these ones, at least better than... Like, they don't explore it, but at least it's better than what we got before. And then
Yeah.
he says he has his own family, so then they, like, slightly mention that. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
He said, like,
Steppenwolf is
family.
related to Darkseid,
Yeah.
or their family or something.
Yeah.
Probably a
It's-
half-brother.
Yeah, something
Half-brother, cousin once removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diana goes back to Bruce, and they look at each other like they want a boink. Which I mean,
They
like,
even have
they
a
have
awkward hand touch thing.
So like they have
And
no
I'm like,
chemistry. These actors have no chemistry. But I like the thought of Batman and Wonder Woman because that's like a comics
Right, 'cause
Justice League thing.
Was
that they
it Batman
did.
and Wonder Woman that got together in the
Yeah,
comics?
it was Batman and Wonder Woman.
Nice.
I thought there was Superman and Wonder Woman things
Everyone,
too, though.
see, I think so. Like that was a thing, but people always liked when it was Batman and Wonder Woman. So that's like I know that's a thing before that they like had a thing. I don't think they ever were like official relationship, but they always liked each other. It was like a weird
Okay,
thing.
spoilers for 1984.
Yeah.
You've seen it, Tony?
No, I've
Oh,
watched
okay.
a podcast on it because I'm not going to watch that movie.
I
And
see.
Wonder Woman's character boils down to her love for Chris Pratt, or not Chris
Yes,
Pratt,
Chris
Chris
Pine,
Pine. Chris Pine, and everything she does in the movie is for Chris Pine, and she loves Chris Pine, and she can never get over Chris Pine, and she loves him so much. And then in this movie, you kind of get that when she like says something about, "Oh, I used to have a lover once too." So it's like weird that it's like, "Oh, Batman and Wonder Woman," but J.K. Wonder Woman only has love for Chris Pine.
I think
agree.
it's weird that it only happened in one scene. So if they
No.
were setting it up, they just kind of...
No, I don't think it works in this movie. I don't think it works with these characters that the DCEU has given to us, or these actors have no chemistry. I just like the overall thought of Batman and Wonder Woman. It just doesn't work here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get some exposition. This scene where Darkseid was there once before, where they're talking. So we get
This
flashback.
is one of the better
Okay.
scenes of the entire.
I
I
like
agree, and
this scene.
you want to know what they did, Tony? Since Darkseid wasn't in it, they rendered it with Steppenwolf instead. So it was just Steppenwolf who came that first time. So it was
Nice.
it completely changes the story, and it makes no sense.
It really explained the Space Corps, right?
No,
In
they didn't.
Justice.
I will
Which
add
like
this, though.
Green Lantern stuff.
I will add this. Darkseid like flies down to where like all these humans, Amazons, Atlanteans, and gods are like fighting to each other, like fighting with each other, and then he's like trying to build the unity right there in front of all of them. Like honestly, he could have went to like the other side of the earth.
Yeah.
And like all the humans and the Amazons and Atlanteans like, oh shit, he went to the other side of the earth, and then it like takes him like 2 months to get there or whatever, and then he's like, boom, unity, the unity's done, wow, destroy the earth.
True.
Yeah,
I'll
also,
agree.
I don't know.
I
it takes forever at the end of the movie for them to become united, just so the characters can get there in time. So it's
Yes.
weird that he tried to do it in front of them with all the arrows and the
See,
swords.
I don't understand like these things in like movies like this that were actually like makes absolutely no sense. Just ruins such a good scene to me, because I think it's cool. They're like, there's all these fighting and stuff, but then he's trying to build the unity in front of them. It makes no sense. And there's like this Green Lantern guy there, and it's cool. Okay, so
I like
beforehand,
that a lot.
beforehand they were like, oh, there's no Kryptonians and Green Lanterns here, and so then you think, oh, so like it's Kryptonians and Green Lanterns are some badass mofos, right? Like, and they're like rivaling the power of Darkseid. And like you kind of get that with Superman later on, but then this Green Lantern guy kind of just gets slapped like super really easily.
Yeah, it was like a cameo type of thing. I kind of liked it. It was a different character completely in the Justice League. Like, it was Green Lantern, but it was a completely different version, and it was super weird.
Also, so there's Zeus and Ares, right? They're fighting him, and there's Zeus and Ares. But like, what about all the other?
Are you sure
gods?
Zeus? Didn't she fight Zeus, Wonder Woman, in her movie?
Was it in 1984?
No, who did she fight at?
Ares.
Oh, she fought Ares?
in
Yeah,
84?
Lupin. Remus Lupin. Ares was the first one.
Yeah, in the first Wonder Woman. So he's bad, so I don't think it was it him? I don't know.
Okay,
Because
so
it was Lupin.
So I don't understand this. So it's Zeus and Ares, but there's like like hundreds of other Greek gods. Okay, so where are they? And then where are they during that fight, and where are they now in the world is what I'm wondering. Because Ares is obviously still alive in Wonder Woman's movies, and so
I
shouldn't
think
all
he
these
died.
Oh,
other
Ares
He
died.
died- he died at the end of it.
She killed him in like 1917 or
Yeah.
something.
He's
But what
dead.
about all these other gods
I don't-
that
That's
are
why I
supposed
don't
to
really
help the
like
Earth?
the mythological, like superheroes. Like when they have to fight. I don't know. I kind of find it weird. When
I
they have
find
to fight
it
Ares.
really weird. And then you get this scene where Ares jumps up and hits Darkseid with a hammer in the shoulder. Oh, hey, Marvel, Thor, and Thanos.
the blood looked horrible.
This is just like what you guys did. Should have aimed for the head, blah, blah, blah. We're just going to copy that scene. And, oh, hey, I hit this main boss bad guy in the shoulder, and he's not dead yet. I'm going to let these other, like, fucking minions...
Wait a second. Wait, didn't he film this before Infinity War
Yeah,
came
he
out?
filmed this before that. Before Infinity War came out. Yes.
So what
Okay.
if Infinity
So
War
it could be
copied
copying from the
Zack
comics.
Snyder
No,
Justice League?
the comics probably
No.
copy each other. That's
Yeah.
probably why.
Okay, but also this, he hits him in the shoulder, and then he's like, oh, the Darkseid's like, oh, fuck, I'm almost fucking dead. Minions, drag me back to the ship. And then Ares is just like, there, this is the main bad guy. And then he's like, yeah, you guys could just drag him away. Like, he had all the chance to go up there and kill him.
Well, we all agreed this movie's style over substance, so I don't care that much about any of this. I agree it's stupid, but I thought this whole scene looked cool, and I liked when like he slammed the ground and it looked like M. Night Shyamalan directing Signs. You know, like it was just like, woo, it was cool. It totally
swing
looked cool.
away.
I think it
Swing
looked cool.
away.
It doesn't make sense. Shut up.
This is the balance. This is the balance of style over substance to me, where this can't get over a 5. Like these types of movies can't give it over. Like a John Wick, when you do it right, that's style over substance, but that's very good. It's above a 7. It's above a 7. This one, there's so much style over substance where like something small and minuscule could stop this entire plot from happening. And so it's like, oh yeah, this movie can't be better than a 5.
I had fun. It's a 6. So we keep going. Dark Side and Steppenwolf, the big bad guy. I don't know what any of that means.
Blah, blah, blah,
so the blood was
blah.
super fake when he got stabbed. I thought it looked horrible.
Yes.
And this is all like re-rendered though, because this never happened to Steppenwolf. It just like didn't happen. I can't remember what happened at the end, but it was Steppenwolf. So he never got stabbed, all this stuff because they didn't want to render that. So we get to part 3, Beloved Mother, Beloved Son, bad title. So we get introduced to the worst character in this movie, The Flash. How do you guys feel about The Flash?
I did not like him, and I thought this introduction scene was creepy and too long.
Okay, so this scene, way too long, way too creepy, and the Flash is supposed to be this comedic relief character for this super serious band of superheroes, and it seems too much like they're forcing these jokes that aren't funny, and they're really only having one comedic relief character for like a super serious group who's trying to save the world, and it just doesn't work. And it's almost like they're trying to capture that Marvel essence of being able to throw in comedy and having it play really well, but they just fail.
I absolutely agree. The one thing I will say about Flash is he sucks ass in this movie, and he sucks like the jokes suck. But at least he's the only character that has cringy jokes, unlike the entire squad in the Justice League. So that's like another comp to it. But he is absolutely insufferable in this movie. Every time he's on the screen, I want to bang my fucking head on the table.
I want to read more comics about the Flash because he sounds like a really interesting superhero that I'd like, but he was just annoying.
He's better in like the animated shows and bullshit like that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna really quick go over. Like, I'm gonna skip over that scene because I don't care about that at all.
But I want to talk about this one scene. Okay, so I have Flash is weird and a pervert. In my notes.
That's it. He's
that's
very
what I have.
creepy.
But also, he breaks the glass to save this girl that he just had like this
that's
super
Iris. That's
sexy staring battle or whatever, and he like breaks the glass of the door instead of just opening the door. I don't understand.
Very strange because I think that was supposed to be Iris, and I'm okay with them
Who's
like
Iris?
doing it. Okay. In the comics, she's his love interest, but it's kind of weird because his mother dies.
I didn't get that at all from this.
I just know because background, I believe, on the Flash. I'll look it up if that was even her. But it's weird because they end up becoming like adoptive siblings, I believe.
Oh god!
But then they like each other, and it's not really good. So I liked that it wasn't that, but it was still creepy.
Very creepy.
It was so creepy, and he breaks a glass for no reason. Why not just open the door? Are you saying that whenever the Flash does anything fast, it's always like carrying that momentum and it'll explode everything he touches? Because that's not the case. He could have just opened the door, but they want to do this super style over substance thing again where he breaks the glass. It's like, oh, look at this really cool scene, and I was like, wow, I don't care about this scene at all.
I agree. All right, so we're continuing. Diana and Bruce talk about Superman. Oh, well, we skipped a small scene of Lois having Superman's cape. I don't care about it. Diana and Bruce talk about Aquaman. She says that they can't trust him. They touch hands, and you can feel the sexual tension that Gal Gadot is trying to bring, but I just can't believe it with Affleck there. Bruce will go to Barry, and she will go to Cyborg. I like Wonder Woman and Cyborg, so it's like, pair them up two together. Don't give a fuck about Affleck or the Flash.
Yeah, Batman and Flash are my two least favorite parts of this
Cyborg
movie.
is such an edgy teenager this entire movie, though, and I hate it.
I like when he's like actually Cyborg and having issues like living with that. I like that.
Yeah.
He's like, I hate you, Dad. I'm not going to even listen to what you said. You've made me a monster for bringing back to life. Mom would have still been alive if you were there. That's such a dumb, idiot, edgy teenager thing to fucking say, and life never works out that simply.
It's a movie and he's a teenager.
I will
It
say
makes
it's strange.
his character irredeemable to me that he's this fucking dumb.
I will say that's strange that his jacket says university on it, but It looked like a high school.
It's like a university high school.
No, it was university. It was a university. It was Gotham City University versus Wisconsin.
Oh, so he's already in college. Okay, that makes less
he's
sense.
already
Then.
in college.
I thought he was in high school and just like younger, whatever.
You know, you'd think like
strange.
someone in college would actually be able to like come up with these like ideas and not blame their father for every little wrong thing in their life, but no, he doesn't. And I think that's my biggest problem with Cyborg in this movie is they make him so like, okay, so apparently his dad is so smart that he builds this cyborg that can literally control all the nuclear warheads in the world and can control all the banks and all the money in the entire world. This guy can do everything. If it has anything to do with electronics, he fucking hacks mother boxes, for God's sake. And he's that like in tune with everything, and he's still this dumb about the way he treats his father. Like he can't think about that. It's so dumb, dude.
Yeah, but I like that he's having trouble living. Like I don't like how he
Cyborg.
treats his dad, but I like how he has some trouble.
Also, you're that fucking like complicated of a superhero, and you can't make human-looking body parts to cover up your cyborgness.
Hey,
It's
that's a
not
lot. Hey, metal.
believable.
No.
It's not
Skin is a lot harder to mimic than metal. It's fine. It's from the comics. You've seen Teen Titans. Don't you dare get mad at this.
Teen
Yeah,
Titans
except except Cyborg
Yeah,
in Teen
go.
Titans, isn't some edgy loser bitch fuck, dude.
Whoa, I like him in
I
this.
see.
We continue.
I see.
I hate that it's slow mo and like when he's playing football because it's like this is useless.
It was
Get
so
past it.
dumb.
Like it's like it's
Please,
Mission Impossible 2.
Please, and there's
Okay.
fake snow. There's fake
We
snow.
gotta continue.
We gotta go.
We
We gotta
gotta
go. We have
continue.
to
It's
go.
not important.
Fake CGI
We gotta go.
snow.
We gotta go.
We only have an
I don't
hour and a
care.
half.
I don't care.
Hour and a half.
Die.
His dad
hate
isn't there. His mom is
I
in the car.
hate
Shut up. We get in the car. With
Cyborg gives a random lady $100,000. He doesn't even know her. She doesn't.
Now
know
you're
anything about
skipping
it,
too
except-
fast.
Except he's fucking like spying on her the entire time. What a fucking pervert this cyborg is.
No, he was. Oh god. Okay, so we were in the car with his mom, and I actually liked his acting here. They get in the car accident, which was predictable. His mom dies. He's scrumped. They cut back to him present day.
Scrumped.
His dad leaves the tape recorder. He doesn't care. Borg goes back to the roof. He flies away. I wish that maybe they had a real arm and a fake one. I already talked about that. CGI
going,
is
keep
bad.
going, keep
Okay,
going.
CGI is not good, but it was bad in 2017 because Warner Brothers doesn't
Yes,
give a single
yes,
fuck about these movies, and they
yes.
just want it to end. They want to put it out of his misery. They zoom in on his eye, and there's a human in there. I don't understand this at all. And then this is where they get to like Tony's part where like he gives like the woman money, and it's just weird.
He's spying on her. He spies on her throughout her like life, throughout her daily life. He's just spying on her, and then he deems that she's worthy of $100,000 because she's not making ends meet. But he's such a weirdo who's just spying on her this entire time, and he has all this fucking power. Why does he have all this power? How did his fucking scientist dad build a fucking
Dr.
cyborg that has all this power that can hack into literally anything, even alien technology?
That's from the comics. So whatever.
Do you know that?
I would just assume it's like a
Oh, so you're
superhero thing.
assuming you're giving it the benefit of the doubt.
I am giving it
I do
benefit
like
of
I do
doubt.
like that he gave the girl money, but it was weird that he was just watching her through everything. But whatever, right?
Everything, and then he's watching her at the ATM take like and find out that she has all this money.
We continue. His mask forms over his head like it's Iron Man. So why not just make him full cyborg or more human? I don't understand it.
No.
He could see everything in the archives. We talked about that. He crushes the tape, and when his dad says, "Let me talk to you as a father, not a scientist," he crushes it. He's like, "Fuck you, Firefly," or a Demogorgon parademon
Demogorgon.
shows up at his apartment. Barry goes to talk to his wrongfully imprisoned dad. He lets
His
him go.
wrongfully imprisoned dad. This also, I don't understand. His dad's like, Barry, you have to stop working these dead end jobs to be able to get a degree in criminal justice. Like, you're working all these dead-end jobs to go to a university and get a degree. Barry, stop. You're ruining your life.
No,
and
no,
it's
no,
like,
no, no,
what?
no, wait. He's saying you need to stop trying to get this, like, you need to stop trying to find a way to get me out of here because I'm content here. But then at the end of the movie, he's like, I got a criminal justice degree, so I'll get you out of here. And he's like, oh, good job, Barry, that's what I wanted! Oh, good job, Barry! Oh, I told you not to do that a million fucking times in this movie, but you did it anyway, and I'm proud of you. What does that, I don't know. I thought that was, like, I saw that in the Justice League, and I thought that was added in there, but it wasn't, and it blew my mind.
I still don't understand it, though, because he's working these, like, jobs, but he's still trying to get a degree. Whether he gets you out or not, he's still bettering his life. He's still bettering his life. And you're saying, no, don't do that. And it doesn't make any sense. What a fucking bad dad. Worst Dad of the Year award goes to Batman, and then this guy.
Nice. So we go to Bruce, who's at Barry's place, and the Flash is always cringe. And
then he's like, yeah, I'll join you, because I need friends.
Okay, so Tony.
Friends.
That part I didn't mind because it was so much worse in the Justice League. So he said, like, I need friends, and it cuts. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's
but that's the problem, Mark. That's the problem. You've watched the Justice League, and then you watch this, and you say, I don't have a problem with that. So then
I didn't think it was bad anyway.
So then,
I need friends
line
did not bother me.
So then it's like, whatever. But then me just watching this, you convince this guy just because he needs friends? What the fuck? That doesn't make...
Well, he's trying to learn his powers anyway. It's fine. I didn't mind that. But in the Justice League, he keeps going about the brunch scene. Remember that, Luke? He's like, I don't understand brunch. You remember that? Yeah. That,
I forgot about all of Justice
It was really
League.
bad. And then,
Did I even see that movie?
Yeah, I don't think so. This was really bad, and then it was bad music when they get in the car, and he says the bad
That's
I'm
my
rich
least
line.
favorite part of the movie. That was my least favorite part of the movie.
I get it's trying to be self-aware, but it's just cringe. Okay, so Alfred talks to
so
Diana.
So cringe. I'm rich. My superpower rich. I'm gonna say what everybody thinks about it.
I know it's like that's like it's being meta, and I don't like it because everyone knows that's like
my problem,
Batman's thing.
My problem is, are you gonna go comic booky or are you gonna go fucking meta? Because when you do when you do these over comic booky types of things, and then you go meta for a joke, it's like that's a lame fucking joke, dude.
True. Alfred talks to Diana, and he shoots the Batman forearm thing with the alien gun and it dissipates. I kind of like this. It's fine. Who cares? It's a comic book thing. In Dark Knight, he got a bunch of different things anyway, so it's like, it's fine. It adds to the story.
I'm fine with that, but my problem with Batman in this movie is he's so fucking lame. He does not fight at all. I think he, like, kicks a parademon, and that's about all the fighting he does, and then otherwise that, he's, like, literally shooting something.
And that's what I don't like about Batman is even just shooting a gun.
Oh, yeah, but that's a Batman v Superman story.
He's just, like, shooting. Like, oh, I'm shooting this alien gun. Oh, I have this gauntlet that absorbs power, and then I shoot it. Oh, I have this Batmobile, and it has, like, miniguns on it, and I'm shooting it. And then that's, like, all Batman does this entire movie.
But it makes more sense for him to kill in this movie, killing parademons, than it made sense in Batman
v Superman.
Superman.
At least in Batman v Superman, he has, like, that metal suit, and he's like fighting hand to hand with Superman. You know what I'm saying? He has like all these different gadgets and stuff, but he's still like fighting him hand to hand. He has like this Kryptonian spear and blah 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 blah. But in this one, it's like gun. I'm Batman. I have problem. Gun. I have other problem. Gun.
I agree. I'm just saying that like it made more sense to him to have guns in this movie than it did in Batman v Superman. Where
still lame as hell.
You're a hater.
Batman,
you're a hater. Yeah, no, I am too. I agree.
For all his like ways he fights people in the comics or in the shows, and you're like resorting to just guns. That's weak.
Oh,
that's
I'm convinced that I'm convinced that Zack Snyder hates Batman, and he's trying
to
ruin him.
writing creativity at all. But okay, you can continue.
I agree. I hate the scene where they talk about tea or something. I don't know if that's here, but it was a bad scene with Alfred. Cringy. It's just cringe.
Didn't need it at all. Cut that out, please. Why is that in this movie? Again, why is that in this movie, Zack Snyder?
But you know what else is in this movie? Cyborg says, fuck the world. You know what? Ooh, bad word. Ew.
Oh, they got to say it twice.
They said it twice. Yeah, that's right, because it's an HBO exclusive bitch. He goes and he decides to bury bury the mother box in his grave that's right next to his mother's, and he punch digs, and I actually think it looked really cool. Again, style over substance when he's like punch digging. Cool shot, but he puts the
cyborg.
But it's cool. He puts the mother box into his grave, which doesn't make sense because they like retcon that immediately and like change it
up later.
Yeah, but I thought it looked cool.
Pointless, fucking pointless.
No, it was cool.
Take it out.
It was cool. Cyborg's dad does something in the lab, and then he goes and meets Victor. There's a firefly in the apartment. Probably should have seen it since it's standing right in his fucking apartment, totally visible to him. This is where J.K. Simmons is introduced as Commissioner Gordon. The fireflies look like Batman because the guy can't fucking draw, but then he says,
what the hell?
Batman. It looks like a second grader drew it.
They don't look similar at all. Like, literally, he drew it so that the wings are, like, connected to his arms, but, like, the parademon had arms that are disconnected from his, like, 4 wings, by the way. He had 4 wings, and they all flap like a fucking bug, and then he draws it like Batman with, like, horns and stuff, too, and he's not gonna draw in the red eyes, the most noticeable thing about a goddamn fucking parademon?
You have to, totally turn off your brain to like enjoy this movie, but I did that and I enjoy this movie. Also, Joss Whedon added an insert shot of the parademon, like a different drawing, but it was also looked cartoon, and there's no reason to change it, and it just shows that Joss Whedon sucks, and there's no reason. The first Avenger sucks. I don't care.
But what I'm also hearing is Zack Snyder also sucks.
I agree. Dr. Dad talks to other hostages where the fireflies are. Bruce, Diana, and Barry meet, and the bat signals in the air. Cut to the cracked Atlantis box and gross Amber Heard. Steppenwolf shows up and gets the mother box. She does some weird shit to his face. Aquaman saves her. He grabs Steppenwolf's horns and they fight. And Steppenwolf
Deus Ex Aquaman, bro.
Ooh, that's a good one, Tony. I'm proud of you.
Nice
for that
one.
Good.
Okay, go on.
Amber Heard says that his mother left to save Arthur's life.
Fucking bullshit. I hate when, like, these, like, oh, I hate this parent because they left me. And it's like, well, actually, your parent left because they were trying to save you. Fuck out of here with that same contrived bullshit.
It's bad. But it's probably from the comics.
Dude.
It's like cliche now, but I don't know if they're trying to take it from the comics. It doesn't matter. I want a petition to where they replace every Amber Heard scene with Johnny Depp. What do you guys think?
I also agree. But I also have this problem is when you have scenes like that where it's like, oh, it's probably from the comics. Just like cut out the part where he hates his mother and just introduce him already knowing that his mother left because she loves him.
That's a much better way. You should write this movie. Cyborg goes back to his apartment and finds his dad's glasses, and he sees bat signal. Cut back to Steppenwolf as he puts the second mother box in the pillar. It's causing more roots and shit to grow, and I was like, okay, that's gonna be it until they add the third one. No, a huge giant fucking force field flies over them. What? It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Can we talk about mind-reading spider? Can we talk about fucking mind-reading spider that Steppenwolf has?
Ooh,
what fucking bullshit mind-reading spider is? It's so dumb. It's like, oh my god, how are you gonna make Steppenwolf know where the mother box is, but not like make people like not make this Atlantean like trash scum traitor? Oh right, we're gonna have a mind-reading spider.
I liked it. We get to part 4, Change Machine. Bad fucking name again. Gordon is on the roof and Batman is there. Wonder Woman and Flash walk up. Cyborg shows up. They all talk and then leave. I can't remember what they talk about. I don't know why. I watched both versions and I still don't know what they talk about.
Somehow they found out the location of where Steppenwolf is.
How?
Something about sewer lines. Am I going crazy?
Oh yeah,
they're under
sewers.
They're under the Gotham Harbor, and then.
But I thought he was meeting Batman to say, "Are you killing people?" But instead, he just told him where Steppenwolf was. Like, I don't understand why.
I don't know, but you get this scene where they all vanish except the Flash is still there. And
oh
wow,
yeah, baby,
they just vanished.
Yeah,
Rude.
Whoa.
What a lame ass joke. Continue.
I also thought that was an insert shot in the Justice League, and I was very disappointed when I watched this version. They go to Stryker's Island in the tunnel system. They walk up the stairs. They all get across, and I like that. Like, we show Batman doing a grapple hook. Oh, look, Batman's doing something Batman for once in this movie.
Yay.
Steppenwolf interrogates someone.
One grapple.
And I take my victories where I can find them, Tony. And Dr. Dad talks up. Cyborg blasts them. Steppenwolf and Wonder Woman fight. Batman fights Fireflies, and so does the Flash, and he starts helping people up the stairs. And I do have a point about this different in the Justice League.
Wait, Wonder Woman is carrying this group of superheroes so fucking hard. They are all trash.
Oh, yeah, Wonder Woman's the best
her.
of them. Yeah,
absolutely
she's
by far the best.
Trash. Okay, so you get this problem in the MCU where there's like differing power levels, right? And it's kind of hard. So you have to like, you know, Thor is this super powerful superhero, so you have to make him go get an axe. And then, you know, Wanda's like super duper powerful and can like trash everybody, so she like has to stay back and like watch over Vision while they're like taking the stone out of his head. And then you get like Captain America and like Black Panther's right hand woman, and they're like fighting like these demon things, but they're like just strong humans, and it's fucking trash. And then you get Thor and Wonder Woman, and you get Thor, Wonder Woman, you get Thor, and you get Wanda, and they show up and they just trash everybody. And so you have like these superheroes are all supposed to be in a group together and like peers, but you just have some superheroes be stronger and some that are not. And then they kind of try to fix this end game by making Thor fat for some reason, and then his hammer is actually given, and his hammer is given to Captain America for some reason, and then that's how they try to balance it. But in this movie, Wonder Woman is carrying these kids like crazy. Like, they can't do shit without her, and she's killing all these parademons, and Batman's having trouble fighting one.
Hey, it's stupid. He needs to do like more detective stuff in this movie, like, because he is a detective.
DC literally means Detective Comics.
Get me I'm gonna get back to power levels when we resurrect Superman.
Oh God. Okay. I was gonna say something. I forgot it completely. Oh, I was gonna say, you know how like I said this movie compared to Justice League is like an 8.7, but I think it's 6.8. If you compare it to any like Avengers Endgame or Infinity War, it's like a 2. You know, like it's all whatever. But I like it 6.8 as I watched it. It was fine. But I agree, it has a lot of issues. So the part in the Justice League, aka the upper lip cut, we have the Flash. There's a scene in there, and I actually kind of liked it. The one thing I liked differently in the Justice League. So like, you know, he's helping people up the stairs in this one.
Yeah.
In the Justice League, he's like freaking out. Okay, so I will preface this. It doesn't make sense that he's freaking out because he like doesn't know how to deal with all these aliens and stuff. So like, it doesn't make sense because he's fought crime before, right? But he's having this moment where he's like having like a panic attack, right? So it gives him a little bit more character. And then Batman's like, just save one. And then he's like, what do I do after that? And he's like, you'll know what to do. So then he goes saves one, and then he knows, and then he's just running people in and out. Like, so he's running in, grabbing him, and not helping him up the stairs. So I kind of like that more, that it like gave him like a panic attack, so he's not just jokey fun times. Which is funny because Justice League is just jokey fun times, but he actually added like a character moment that I like.
It kind of gives Batman like a sense of leadership.
Yeah, like a dad type of figure to him, since it's
which,
like,
you know,
so like the one, but that's the one scene I liked that was added. Okay, so I like Batman's only fighting one, but I actually kind of like his choreography. He blocks the blaster shots.
Trash.
You're trash. He tells Alfred that he needs the Nightcrawler. I really like how the Flash moves all the debris from hitting the people, but then what I don't understand is the last little thing is like coming down to hit the last civilian, but if he has time to look up and be scared at it, doesn't he have time to just go fucking grab it? It doesn't make sense.
God, he's the Flash. He is the Flash.
Whatever, Cyborg shoots it.
Wait. So the Flash is supposed to be faster than Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman, you know, she could stop automatic fire from bullets, but he can't stop something falling?
It doesn't make sense because he had time to look up and be like, oh! And then Cyborg shot it. He should have been turned around and then not noticed it, and then Cyborg shot it and been like, hey, motherfucker, pay attention. That would have been better. Whatever, we should direct this movie.
Also, Cyborg says, or like, when he saves his father, is like, you came to save me. I wasn't sure if you would or whatever. And then Cyborg's like, you're my father. Except, Cyborg, you haven't treated him like your father this entire goddamn time.
This is his turn.
This entire goddamn time. You've hated this motherfucker with all of your heart, and now you're gonna save him, say, because you're my father. Fuck off.
You need a moment where he changes his mind. And
but it's literally like that. It's
I
like,
agree. I
changed
agree.
his mind.
I agree. It's a 4-hour movie, and he changed his mind like nothing. Okay, there's a bunch of
4-hour movie,
a bunch
by
of
the way.
fighting in here. For some reason, I wrote notes about all of it, so I'm gonna keep skipping. He did Aquaman shows up. That's cool. I don't really understand why he's there. Like they're right there, but whatever. He breaks in, and then he holds the water with his trident. The Nightcrawler climbs up the wall. Cyborg. So like, okay, so Luke, do you remember this in Justice League? And we're like, what the fuck? Cyborg just flew away and they made a joke?
Yeah.
But they were still in danger because the water was still rising. So
Right.
then they cut, and then Flash is like, is he going to come back? So it's like, and then it cuts Tony, and they're just at the top of it. So you're like, what the fuck happened? They're in the middle of the scene. But here, the water stops, so they're out of danger, and then Cyborg flies away, not like getting the hell out of there. And Flash doesn't make a joke, so then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it was like they were out of danger and then it just crawled up by itself. But in the like Justice League, it looked like it was in the middle of the scene that they cut. It was so weird. Whatever. Steppenwolf goes back to the because we hated that scene so much. Luke, do you remember that?
I remember.
Oh God,
I remember like 3 scenes from Justice
That was one of them?
League. That was one of them.
Steppenwolf goes back to the mother boxes. He touches them and is in a playing field. He axes the ground. Does the same design. Whatever. Cyborg.
And this is where he finds out the Earth is the world that Darkseid could not conquer. And it has the anti-life in it. What a good name, right? Anti-life.
So it cut back to Cyborg, back with the gang with the mother box. Then it goes to that part. Yes, go ahead.
Sure. And, Wonder Woman, like, stops Steppenwolf with her fucking tapping her braces together explosion thing again.
Yeah, like she does with everything.
Yeah, with literally everything.
Anti-life equation sounds sinister, though. I like it.
Sounds dumb as fuck.
You're dumb as fuck. Steppenwolf mentions the multiverse. Tony hates multiverses. They are.
He does.
I hate multiverses. Let me explain why. I
Here
hate
we go.
multiverses.
Here we go.
I want to
Here's a
explain
rant. Here's
real
a
quick,
rant.
real quick rant on why I hate multiverses. Is because if this universe exists, why would I care about this universe if I could watch another universe that's exactly like this one, except they win? There's
because it's a comic
millions,
book movie and
millions,
it's fun.
and millions
It's
and millions
fun.
of other universes
It's a
that I
comic
could care about more.
It's
oh
a comic
no!
book movie.
Oh no! All the superheroes died in this universe. Good thing there's a million other universes where they're still alive.
I
Do
think
you
it's
not
cool
like Spider-Verse
as fuck.
because of that? Because of multiple universes? and
Spider-Verse does it different though, because it's like Miles Morales is in one, and then in a different one it's Peter Parker, and then in a different one it's
Well,
like
he still exists. He's just not Spider-Man in the other
Ham
ones.
Spider-Man. Yeah, but he's not Spider-Man in the other one. I'm saying with like the multiverse and like these movies that they make, it's like there's millions of them, then anything could happen.
Okay, let's talk about multiverse a little bit more real quick because Batman v Superman, they're kind of setting up for Flashpoint Paradox, which is a DC animated movie. So the next
Yeah.
Flash movie is supposed to be that storyline, Tony, okay? So in the Flashpoint Paradox, basically, the apocalypse happens, the whole dark side stuff happens, right? So this is what I get. I didn't watch that movie, but this is what I heard, the SparkNotes version of it. So he runs back and he changes it, right? Which creates parallel universes, creates the multiverse. And then that's why, there's a Batman, there's DC animated movies right now, which are Justice League Dark Apocalypse, all this other stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So that's in that world, Luke.
Yeah.
The Batman animated series still existed, but this is a
That's
new
cool.
storyline because this is the stuff I like because
I looked
it
up,
means that still
the
existed, so
Flashpoint.
it's still
Yeah.
important. It's just now you have a new storyline. So what I'm trying to get to is that the fact that they're gonna apparently do this in the Flash movie that's still happening means that they can just redo the DC and not do the Snyderverse because it's so fucking bad. So if they actually hire someone that's good, you can actually have just a new Batman, a new Wonder Woman. You could even have the same actors, but have it completely different out of the Snyderverse because they're going to do that. So hopefully they do.
I
Okay,
said,
when you
oh
put
my
it-
gosh,
when you
because,
put
okay, go on. This is about
You're not
Flashpoint
gonna finish?
Paradox.
I was gonna say when you put it in that context where you could have a universe where Snyderverse doesn't exist. Oh, thank
Oh,
goodness!
there you go, there
thank
you go.
goodness! Thank goodness! But then I still get into my problem where there's all these different universes. So it's like, why should I be connected to a specific one?
I see. I think it's cool,
Yeah,
but it's.
I
I
think
understand
it's
your
cool.
points. I
Yeah.
think it's just a cool thing that, like, especially if they could just, like, the Snyderverse exists, but then it's just over, and then you could have these stories that are the exact same but done completely differently because of it.
You
I
get
like
this, you get this, and this is gonna happen to me like 100%. Where like because there's a different universe, I'm not gonna care about the Snyderverse at all. Like everything that happens in the movies, I literally do not care about.
Well, I don't care about it anyway because it sucks ass, so it works.
Okay.
If they end up doing that, but no one wants to do any more DCU movies, so hopefully they make the one and then change everything. Okay, so they're in the garage and mention Superman is strong enough to beat Steppenwolf, but he's the only one. Aquaman thinks Cyborg works with Steppenwolf and like doesn't like him.
Which is so dumb.
I don't understand why he thinks that.
So dumb. Because like he has the last Mother Box, he would have just given Steppenwolf the last Mother Box if he's working for him. So it's fucking dumb. Oh god.
Yeah. So we get some backstory here that the Nazis found the Mother Box, but the Allies recovered it. Luke, this reminded me of like Transformers, where Michael Bay tries to insert his fucking Transformers into it happened
Dark of the
like
Moon.
yeah, all this other stuff. Well, I think they talked about like the Knights of the Round Table in the last night. Yeah, it just kind of
They did. They did.
It comes out of storage when they're studying Superman's ship. And then that's why Dr. Dad turned on the Mother Box and it created Cyborg. He didn't make it himself. Cyborg made him. The Mother Box made Cyborg, which is why he's not human, I guess. They can bring back Superman with the Mother Box, they realize. Martha shows up at Lois's apartment, but it's really Martian Manhunter. So this part is just bullshit.
I did not. Like
No, this
that.
this absolutely was just a scene of them, and then since they made him add Martian Manhunter, they added the part where he walked down the hallway. That's it. It absolutely was just Martha in his, like, there's no way they have a whole scene. Like, that was literally just Martian Manhunter thrown in there by Warner Brothers.
God,
that was bad. But Martian Manhunter's kind of a cool character, so whatever.
But why doesn't he help?
Yeah.
The world is about to be completely
Yeah, he should have just
destroyed,
introduced
and
himself
he
at the
doesn't
end, like he just showed
help?
up. Yeah.
He doesn't help? Oh.
He should have just showed up in the end credits. It would have made more sense. So they activate that box to get Superman back, but bad guys will know where it is. They didn't come until Superman died because they are afraid of him. Batman says, "There's no us without him." Wrong, you were created without him, you fucking ding-dong. There is you without him because you was never a part of the group. Batman's so fucking weird in these movies. And then we get to part 5, All of the King's Horses. So yet again, we have another bad title, All the King's Horses. Was it supposed to be like All the King's Horses, All the King's Men couldn't put Cyborg back together again? I don't get it. Like, why is All the King's
Put
Horses...
Superman back together again.
But it's still stupid.
It's also stupid because they do put Superman back together.
What I also... So, like, there's this moment where Barry and Cyborg are digging up Superman, right? And then they don't want to do it fast because it's disrespectful, but then again, you're in a time crunch, they're trying to kill the world, like, destroy the world.
Correct.
So it's also like, hurry the fuck up.
Doesn't make
but
any sense.
I do like this moment where Aquaman and Wonder Woman are talking, even though their people don't talk, so I kind of like that. Like, their
Yeah,
little
that was
part.
good.
I like that. And their little development. I actually kind of wish they would have a little bit of a relationship
Oh,
instead.
Wonder Woman, Aquaman. I never hear of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a slurping noise?
Yeah, it was.
Bet it was.
Every time I see Jason Momoa, Luke, I have to.
that
Batman
makes
and
sense.
Alfred and Alfred try to fix the ship, but it's just not working. Alfred says your guilt is overshadowing your reason, which is true, but also shouldn't have guilt. I don't understand Batman's character development. Again, Cyborg
Very
moves
strange.
the coffin, and everyone says, I'm always dressed, and takes off his jacket, which is just bad. It's cringy.
Bad, cringe.
But Cyborg literally hacks a mainframe to get Barry into
he
the
does.
facility. Again, I
Yes.
fucking hate every scene that Barry is in. I can't fucking stand every time he's on the screen. Cyborg tries to get everyone out of the building, but Dr. Dad is in there. They are getting to Superman's ship, and then they pass his dad, and he lets them go do their thing, and then like he recalls the people, and he's like, "Oh, it's fine. There's no problem. Whatever." Okay, so he can let him go do the thing.
I have a question. Have you guys watched the Flash show? And is he better in that?
I
the
watched
Flash
the first
show
season. I
isn't
watched the first
good.
It's
But-
bad. It's hard to say because the writing's really bad.
The writing is
Okay,
not good.
I feel like Urza Miller has a lot of
Ezra.
potential.
Yeah,
Ezra
yes,
Miller.
I do too.
I feel like he has a lot of potential, and I feel like a lot of these jokes could hit if they're written better. And he's kind of put into a tough situation where he's like the only comedic relief in like this like super serious like gross DC movie, and it's like just written badly. But I feel like he's a good Flash, and I feel like he could like, let's just say if the Flash was in the MCU and he was playing the Flash, I think this could work out really well.
I don't care about his casting. Like, I like his casting. It's fine. It's just the writing. Like, that's the only problem I have is the writing.
Also, the way he runs, I still don't like.
The arm flying out.
Arm
I
flapping
don't like that
whatnot.
either. All the scenes, the scene, like his introductory scene when he's running and he's barefoot, it looks so weird. And, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we continue. We cut back to Lois, and she grabs the badge from her desk drawer or her little side table. But do you guys see what else is in there? That's right. It's a pregnancy test. Oh, baby Superman!
Superman.
Little Superboy in there. There's not enough. So I'm guessing she's not pregnant because he's been dead forever. But they were trying. I'm assuming they were trying.
Yes, I'm assuming it was trying, like Kryptonian alien man. And
I know, like, she gotta be careful with that. You never know what could happen. There's not enough charge to the mother box, so the Flash has to charge it up by running at it as it touches the liquid that Superman is in. Lois goes to the memorial one last time, she says, to get closure, and so she's finally just like, she's gonna move on, she's gonna live her life. So that's better, but then of course right out when she's gonna do that, he's gonna get resurrected. So Flash counts down and says, this action is irreversible. But then we get this weird thing that was not in the Justice League, where Cyborg sees what could happen with Darkseid killing everyone, Superman turning bad.
See that?
I don't know. But Superman's turning bad.
He's hacking the mainframe.
Yeah. I don't get how he saw this. But
it's in the mainframe.
What's also confusing is if he saw this, wouldn't he just be like, hey, stop, maybe you don't want to do this? But he doesn't say anything.
It doesn't mention it to anyone.
I'm like, what? Like, wouldn't you be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't resurrect this guy? But it was, I don't know, that was super weird because I don't understand how he saw it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Flash touches the mother box. He blows a hole in all the ship. Mother box lands on a car next to Dr. Dad. Kind of convenient. But I guess he was by the building. But Lois sees this and sees Superman. So what happened, Tony, in the Whedon cut? Oof, so bad. So they start fighting. When they start fighting because he's bad, bad Superman, whatever. They say, Batman calls Alfred and he's like, bring out the big guns, right? And you're like, oh god, is good. But the problem was the fight was also cut down, so it was also like 3 minutes long, and somehow Lois got there in 3 minutes, and so it was super added in there. Like, you could tell it was super added in there because she's the big guns to help him out. But I like this a lot more where she just saw it and ran there because the timing also worked a whole lot fucking better. Because it was like 3 minutes after they called her, she just shows up. It was like obviously added. So this is better.
But it's also like super coincidence Deus
It
Ex
is,
Machina.
but she was there because she was at his memorial. It is coincidence, but at least they established she's been going there like every day.
Okay, but so we get into Superman clapping everybody, right? He's just destroying everybody. They have no shot against him. Like, the Flash is running super fast, and like Superman's tracking him, and he can see him, and he can even fight him and stuff. And this is kind of where we get into Superman as a superhero and the problems it creates. He's literally the most overpowered superhero ever, and you get him.
Captain Marvel too. Captain Marvel's like the same as him.
Get him easily. Well, here's the problem: Captain Marvel doesn't easily clap Thanos, and Superman's easily clapping Steppenwolf. Like, there's no fucking shot Steppenwolf has a fucking chance. So you get this problem where practically any movie Superman is in, they're gonna win because he's gonna clap everybody, and it's not even close. And so how do you go into a movie with Superman in it, unless he's evil, and be like, okay, and be convinced that the super villains have a chance? And at what point is the point of the Justice League when it's literally just Superman destroying everybody, and there's no point. There's no point of any other superhero. And if Superman is just as fast as the Flash, there's almost no point in him being there.
Well, there's no point anyway because Wonder Woman's just as fast as him. So, yeah, I agree with everything you just said. But like I said in like the synopsis, this is what Batman v Superman should have been. But the problem is that they couldn't do that because he just would have killed Batman immediately. But I still
Yeah.
think it would have been a better movie because they ruined the character of Batman just to make that movie happen. But if they have Superman being like influenced by something like Superman 3 style, like remember the
I remember that.
Krypton was like was it
Yes.
Krypton? What
It was
Kryptonite was like influencing him.
Yeah,
It was like tainting his
Yes.
brain and poisoning him. And that movie does not have good ratings, but we used to watch it all the time for some
because
reason.
the cover was green and that was my favorite color.
You fucking weirdo. But I wish
yes.
somehow they would have made that Batman v Superman where they had to fight because one of them was evil. Like instead of we disagree, we don't communicate. It's stupid.
I don't understand though, because when Superman fights Steppenwolf, it's so easy. It is jokingly easy for Superman. It is hilariously easy how the entire Justice League has been unable to defeat this guy up to now, and Superman comes in and just destroys everyone. It's crazy how much more powerful he is. And I feel like other shows and other comic books have alleviated this in better ways, but in this DCU, he's so powerful, and it's such a joke. It is such a joke that you're supposed to like understand how any of this goes down. And Superman dies in Superman v Batman because of the kryptonite, right?
Doomsday
Yes.
kills him, right? With
Doomsday kills him because he's like got stabbed. They both got stabbed by like the kryptonite spear.
I
Yeah,
see.
so it's like if you don't have kryptonite, then it's like literally GG, Superman's winning.
GG easy. Yeah.
It's like GG easy, Superman's winning. Easy, bro. It's easy.
I will say I did like this scene that he was bad though. This fight scene, I might be my favorite part of the movie. I actually liked because like there was stuff like I liked how Superman was able to see the Flash. Of course, he's too OP, but I kind of like the scene of it.
Yeah.
I like
Also-
how Batman's such a little pussy bitch and doesn't have any fucking
He doesn't help at all.
that like.
He
But
doesn't
what I
help
like
at
is that they
all.
know he's gonna kill Batman, so they all jump in front of Batman, which I liked. What was insane was the Wonder Woman headbutt scene. When he like started floating and he like knocked, dude, that's like style
That was
over
pretty-
substance. But like
Yeah.
that's the style I like, where I'm like, fuck yeah, Zack Snyder, you got me in your good graces because of this one headbutt scene because it looked intense.
Ooh, you know what I love though? You know what I love is Cyborg, the guy that has all the access to every nuclear warhead and all the banks, and he's like super like cyborg and hacking the mainframe and shit, but he can't control his auto defense system from firing at Superman. And like
Ooh,
he's
good
been
plot hole
he's
found.
been in front of Steppenwolf
Yeah.
before. You don't think his auto defense system would be like going haywire and shit, or like just haywire?
True,
like
true.
he was like the Parademon was like outside his apartment at one point. You don't think his auto defense system picked up on that? I just don't understand how that was. What plot point was that? I'm gonna get Superman to start attacking us because my auto defense system that I can't control.
I would have rather
Oh.
him just start attacking them because he was so fucked up in the head. But
Yeah.
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
This scene was cool. You're right, it was dumb, but the scene was cool. Okay, so he starts shooting his laser eyes at Batman, but of course the forearm shields come in. I like that, actually. Lois comes up, and Superman snaps out of it. Of course, this is completely different. And then Lois flies away with Clark. Now, Tony, in the Justice League, what happened was Superman picked up Batman by the throat, right? And then he was like, "What did you say to me? Do you bleed?" Right? Like that whole fucking Batman v Superman famous thing. And then he dropped him when Lois showed up, and then it cut to Batman on the ground. Batman, the darkest fucking superhero, and he was like, "Oh yeah, something's bleeding."
Oh my god.
Fucking kill me, dude. That was awful. That was the worst. Oh god, I can't even. That's just like Joss Whedon just trying to be a dick too
And
about Batman v Superman. It felt.
Isn't Batman supposed to be like this super galaxy brain who has a plan for everything? Why didn't he
That's
have
why he's a part
plan?
of it. Is because he has a plan for everything, even his own death. That's like the comics Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's like supposed to have a plan in case like anyone in the Justice League goes rogue, but he didn't have a plan to like if they woke Superman up from the dead and he's like a bad guy for a second. He doesn't have a plan for that.
Yeah, it's bad. But he did in the Whedon cut, which was bringing in Lois Lane, which didn't work at all, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're almost done with part 5. Kind of a short part.
Batman character massacre. They're
Very much.
massacring
I'm
his
very
character.
excited for Robert Pattinson, though. Like,
Me too.
that's a smaller
Dark
movie
Riddler?
against the Riddler.
Penguin?
I think it's rated R too. Oh, give me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, anything that's not the Snyderverse.
Restore the Snyderverse. Keep doing both. I don't care. I have fun.
No, please don't.
You know,
Okay,
make
go
us
on,
review
keep going,
it so
keep
then you'll
going,
have
keep
to
going,
watch
keep
it.
going, keep
Okay,
going, keep
Dr. Dad brings the mother box inside. Steppenwolf comes down and he has and spikes come out and has spikes come out. I don't know what that means. Cyborg comes down in front of Dad.
Nice notes.
Dr.
I
Dad,
like it.
okay, Dr. Dad tries to destroy the box, or so I thought, because he disintegrates. Really, he was just heating it up. So then they can go find it. He was like, okay, he's gonna get this regardless, so we're gonna make sure they can go find it when Superman comes back. I like the scene though, like the fact that he sacrificed himself because he knows this is the only way to do it. I kind of like that.
Okay, but the CGI when he gets incinerated, it's just like Spider-Man 1. It is just like Spider-Man 1 with the Green Goblin,
right.
where the CGI, it's exactly
They should have
where
had
it's
like the skeleton. They
it's
should
like,
have had the
well,
skeleton too.
It did have the
Yeah.
skeleton, kind of. There was like parts where
really?
the flesh was going off first and then the skeleton second, but it's all kind of happening at once instead of like skeleton first and then nothing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I
Oh,
prefer the
God,
Spider-Man
dude.
one. Okay.
CGI bad.
It makes so much more sense than 2017 because they don't explain like how they found him. They just kind of went where he was. I don't understand what happened in that movie. Now we get to part 6, Something Darker. Not a terrible title this time. Okay. Clark and Lois go back to his home. They go inside, unlike the 2017, because they just stand in the field, and this is where the part where she was like, I wasn't strong, and they made her like this person that needs Superman, which I do not like. I want her to be her own person. He starts remembering everything. The rest of the Justice League go back to the Batcave. I kind of like how Aquaman is like badass Alfred. So I like Jason Momoa. So like anytime he doesn't have a cringy line and he's just like whatever, I'm like, yeah, give me some more of that.
Yeah, Jason Momoa is actually really good.
I kind of like.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I kind of like the way Batman looks without his cowl in his suit, because I think Batman, like Ben Affleck, looks the part. He's just the writing's really bad, and then he definitely phoned it in this movie.
I do think Ben Affleck is a good look for Bruce Wayne and
Mm-hmm.
for Batman, but yeah, he's phoning it in. I think Jason
just wants to
Momoa
get
is
fired.
a good Aquaman, except for his like weird contacts. Yeah, Ben Affleck just wants to get fired. Get me out of this Snyderverse, please. I would do the same. But I'm excited for Jason Momoa in Dune because I think he could play whatever role in that really well too.
I agree. I'm excited. I think we're all excited for that. So Batman says this line that's kind of cringy, but I kind of like it because it's kind of comic booky. Where he says, "I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells he hasn't fought us, not us united." It's cringy, but it's comic booky. It's like Avengers Assemble. It's fine. I think my problem.
I think my problem with it is DCU tries to like balance between this super comic book and super dark. Like Batman's killing people in this universe, and then you like switch to that to cringy. It's weird.
I agree. We cut back to Clark and Lois, and so the mom gave her the ring, but was that Martian Manhunter who gave her the ring in that part?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know, but someone gave her the ring. I don't know what happened, but she has the ring, and then Clark's like, I take that as a yes. Because he was going to propose to her. That's fine. I'm fine with all that. But I don't understand how she got it, if it was Martian Manhunter or if it was the mom earlier. I don't remember. Come back to the Batcave, and Aquaman feels bad for Cyborg. I kind of like this development, where he like hated him at first, and now he's like feeling bad for him. Again, so he's like actually feeling, development for that. And like Cyborg, like we said, was kind of wish-wash with his dad, but like he's also having development. So this is the parts where I'm like, I kind of like these characters. They talk about the premonition in Batman v Superman. Finally, they address it, like because the original one didn't address it, and so it's just like, what the fuck was happening? So she's the key. He was referring to Lois. But yeah, of course, he shouldn't just that's that movie, but that kind of fucked up this whole thing. Because she is the key means nothing to anybody. He sees how Darkseid destroyed the world. Cyborg, in the meantime, fixes the bat plane. Okay, so mother boxes are combining. Everyone can feel it. Cyborg has to take the mother boxes apart from inside before they sink. So that's like the plan. Superman is back in his ship, which was not in the original, and he gets his black suit. So I don't understand the black suit because it's like, what's the point? Like, it might look cool in style over substance. Why? Why does he
Yeah.
get the black suit? What's the point of the black suit? Tony, do you have thoughts?
Snyderverse.
Okay, that makes sense. Because they just completely changed the color of it in the Whedon cut, where it's just the regular blue and red. Oh god, I like the look, but they just need to explain it like some Spider-Man 3, right? Wonder Woman,
Agreed.
Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman all get off the ship when they show up to fight Steppenwolf. Batman tries to blow holes in Steppenwolf's like barrier force field thing. He takes it down pretty easily, which I didn't expect. Like, damn, that was pretty weak. Batman uses Batmobile to mow these motherfuckers down, and the music I actually really like right here. I think it's a cool scene because it works with Batman using the guns on like his equipment. Like, you're using the guns on the Batmobile, but it works because they're aliens. So it's like, okay, I thought this was fun.
Okay, so this entire like fight scene as they're trying to get in, pretty cool. I liked it. I feel like Batman using the guns on his Batmobile is cool if he's not like so like if guns weren't his only thing in this movie. I also liked this shot of Superman when he like gets a suit on or whatever, and then he flies into space and he's overlooking Earth. Dope shot.
Yeah. That was
Dope
a cool
shot.
Superman shot, and actually wasn't alluding to Jesus for once.
Oh God.
Was that Batman versus Superman?
It was Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. He was just basically Jesus.
I see.
Okay, but I like this whole scene. Like the music was popping off. I think the music was different too in this one. I thought it was kind of cool. Where was I? Okay, Wonder Woman and Flash help Batman here. They all run around the Batmobile, of course, but, Wonder Woman's just as fast as the Flash, so it doesn't matter. Aquaman gets taken by some parademons and fights them in the air. Cyborg does a cool trick, and he takes them down the buildings. This is, like, the part where he was like, my man. Was that in this one, or just the Whedon cut?
I can't remember.
It's in this one.
Okay,
Oh,
well, I
man.
think what they cut out was booyah.
Yeah, it was booyah. Thank you. Booyah.
He says booyah on the other one. Some cool stuff happens here. Aquaman hits someone with his trident. That looked pretty cool. The Flash runs away with like a cool race car sound. I thought was kind of cool. Like, again, like you take the action, like Zack Snyder, this is what he does, and it's just kind of bullshit till it gets to what he does. But I think all this looks cool. I think all of this was good. So it's like,
I think it's good, but it's not like mind blowing.
it's not like Marvel good,
No.
but I think it's
I think
fun.
it's like
I liked it.
5 out of 10 good.
Oh, that's just straight up wrong. So then, Superman goes to Alfred. Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Aquaman fight Steppenwolf. Barry was building the charge around everything, right? He's running as fast as he can. Cyborg gets taken away from the mother box that he was trying to, like, the sink that he was trying to do. I like that Wonder
As he's
Woman...
trying to hack into the mainframe. He's trying to hack into the
trying to hack in the mainframe. I like that Wonder Woman is using the rope, and Aquaman comes and like helps her pull because again they didn't like each other, and I like that he comes and helps her like that. That was kind of a cool thing. Superman comes and blocks the axe from Cyborg getting hit, which looked terrible. I thought where he got hit in the shoulder. I thought
Also,
when he like zoomed in,
yeah.
it just looked really bad. I thought.
Looks bad, and right as the like axe made contact and like it doesn't hurt Superman at all, and he's just sitting there and like he blows on it and it freezes it over and he breaks it. I'm like, okay, like what am I supposed to think now? Like Superman's like this all powerful being, and there's like no chance for them to lose anymore.
Well, the whole thing is that like Zod from Man of Steel is actually a better villain than anyone else because he is literally from the same planet as Superman
from
and has the same
Krypton,
powers.
yeah.
So the best villain is like it's the Marvel treatment where it's like always someone like you, but like bad
Superman
Iron Man, bad
versus
yeah.
evil
Yeah,
Superman.
It's that whole treatment, but that's the best enemy he's had, because it's actually a fair fight. So anyway,
This is the most unfair fight, and Superman claps Steppenwolf so fucking easily.
I will say,
I agree.
I think they also did it because I don't think it's good, but they didn't go to the planet till Superman died because they knew Superman would clap him. I don't think it's
Yeah.
good writing, but it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
I agree.
And also, Superman's like lasers will like cut off Steppenwolf's armor and his horn and stuff. And then later on,
thought
he's
it
just
looked cool,
punching
though.
him. he's just punching him for no reason. Like
Yeah,
he's just like being mean to this guy.
Yeah,
like,
he's
kill
just
him
bullying
already.
him.
He's bullying him just because you're Superman and you're so much more powerful.
So rude. So the Flash gets hit by a bullet thing, right? And
Whoa, my okay. So he's supposed to be going crazy fast, and this parademon all of a sudden's like, here, and it hits him. Oh my god.
okay,
what?
I agree,
What?
but I liked how he had to heal quickly, and it worked because that's kind of like a Flash, like quick heal thing. I like that. That's like a comic booky thing. I liked it.
No, but it's like, how are you supposed to make me believe that he gets it?
Okay,
Whatever.
that's fine.
Style over substance.
It's Snyder versus.
Style over substance. Style over substance.
But it also gives him a little bit more character development where he's like, I gotta do this, I gotta, like where he's not so cringy. He's like, I gotta heal real quick because I gotta do this. I like that.
But then we get into
so Darkseid starts coming through like Darkseid starts coming through like a Doctor Strange hole in the world.
Doctor Strange portal.
Yeah.
The Unity finishes.
Yeah, and so like they explode, right? The Unity finishes, it explodes and starts creating that world that we see at the end, the Darkseid world.
Fire.
Yeah, and then Flash has to run back in time to stop it. But I was confused by this part. I didn't know what was happening. So he runs back in time, but I didn't explain it. Like, was he seeing it or?
Also, it wasn't like in the comic books or whatever where like he flies around the Earth in like reversed.
Superman can.
Superman won the movie. Yeah.
Okay, so Superman apparently can also turn back time. So you have Flash and Superman, and they both can turn back time, apparently. So it's like, oh, if something bad happens, let's just turn back time, whatever. There's like no point to any of this.
I know. I thought it looked okay. I was just confused when it started happening, what he was doing. I don't think they explained it very well, what the fuck was happening. Because I was like, wait. Like, eventually, once he started running up, it was like, oh, he's running back in time, but it just looked like he was running into everything. It was weird. But he runs back in time and he stops it, which, causes a bunch of issues because you could just stop anything from happening. If Superman, we haven't established in the DCU that Superman can do that, so all we know is Flash can, but we don't know how long he could go. Anyway, we're in Cyborg's head, which I still don't understand.
Nope.
And they try to convince his parents try to convince him to die, but it's also like, wait, are you in purgatory? Like, what is that?
Didn't they say earlier?
No, the mother
box. The mother box
is gonna try to convince him.
That's just the mother box.
Okay, I didn't get that at all. I was so confused. Okay, that makes more sense. Superman comes to help separate the boxes, and he does. Aquaman stabs Steppenwolf. Wonder Woman slices off his head. They make eye contact with Darkseid, and then they go and stand together in the iconic shot, and then we end the film, except
epilogue.
We get a ton of epilogue.
I hate the epilogue, to be honest.
It's so long. Dude, realistically, the movie's like 3:30, and then like a 20-minute epilogue with credits. It was so long.
I don't know why it's even in
I really feel like it was Warner Brothers, like, you have to put all this in if you want to make it. It really just felt like thrown in there. Okay. Cyborg rebuilds the recording from his dad. It shows...
Oh, shit. Fucking bullshit. How does he do that?
I don't understand how he does it.
He sticks his hand over this physical tape recorder. This physical tape recorder that was crushed. This isn't like in the mainframe. This isn't even in the mainframe. He just puts his hand over it and then it goes reversed and then it's like normal again. And then he finally listens to his dad talk. Oh, heartwarming. Except, you know what, Cyborg? You were an asshole to your dad for forever and you never even bothered to try to understand him.
But that was his character development. It's fine. It's fine, Tony. Style over substance. And then, random thought, we should have a Raven movie, like Teen Titans Raven movie.
Nice.
Not a Snyderverse movie, but just a random DC movie. I like Raven.
Yeah.
We show Aquaman, something with Star Labs. Batman finds a place for Justice League to stay, where they he says table with 6 chairs. I don't know, whatever. Flash gets a job at a crime lab, but I don't understand this at all because his dad told him to let it go. Mm-hmm. So why would he be happy that he's pursuing it just to get him out? That doesn't make sense.
How do you feel about the Justice League being these 6 people and not the original 7? Because the original 7 is minus Cyborg, add Martian Manhunter, and add Green Lantern.
Well, they said
Yeah.
that with room for more, because I'm assuming if they made another one, they would add Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter.
See, but I think with what, like, if you add those two, you get into, like, the really, like, superpowery, comic-y side. And if they had done Batman well and actually made him powerful, you get, like, all these, like, varying superheroes. And, like, they all have these different crazy powers and stuff. And they could do all things differently instead of, like, oh, yeah, it's just Wonder Woman. And she's going to, like, carry everyone until it's only just Superman.
So Batman,
Like, if
is
you
always...
have a Green Lantern there, it's like, oh shit, you have Green Lantern here too, and he fucking claps shit too.
Yeah, man. Batman's always supposed to be like just vigilante, killing people in the night type of thing, or not killing people in this. Sorry, this is just poisoned my brain.
That's Snyderverse, bro.
But like, and then in Justice League, he's supposed to be the brains of the operation, and he's not at all. In this universe, he is dumb as.
You know what he is?
Movies.
You know what he is in the Snyderverse? He's the mom that brings in apple slices.
He is.
He's the mom that brings in apple
what's
slices.
His name?
Bro.
I forgot his name from Gone in 60 Seconds. The one that gets pizza.
Oh yeah, that's him. Whatever
What's
his
his
name
name?
is.
Freb or something?
Freb, yeah, Freb. Yeah, he's Freb. Dude, he's supposed to be so smart, and that's why he's able to work with these all over superpowered people, because he has the plans. Not at all in these movies. His plan was, let's bring Superman back. It doesn't matter if Darkseid is...
Let's bring Superman back. I love Superman. I have a hard-on for Superman.
Yeah. So he was like, how did you get the house back from the bank?
I bought the bank.
Also, just buy the house back. Just buy it.
That's what I also thought. It's like, how did you get the house back? I bought it.
It's so
He just
stupid.
said, I bought the house instead of, and then you get into like another like, oh, Batman's really rich joke. It's like,
Okay,
I bought the bank. Like, just buy the fucking house, dude.
I like this line if Bruce Wayne said this as Bruce Wayne and someone didn't know he was Batman and he's trying to be that cocky person, I would like it. But they threw it to Superman. So it's really bad, and it just shows that they don't understand the Batman character at all. Because like, say Christian Bale said this, like, while he's trying to be cocky to Harvey Dent, Luke, that would make sense. I thought,
in Batman Begins, he says, "I bought the restaurant," and then Rachel in that scene says, "I don't want to be with you." So I like that
because they just don't understand it. Why would he say that to Superman? The whole point is Superman knows who he is. Why would you be cocky? Like, oh god, I hate that. Okay, so it just makes Batman a douche in real life, not just the persona of Bruce Wayne. Anyway, Gordon puts up the bat signal. Wonder Woman
I hate Chonky Bat. I just want to say I hate Chonky Bat. The big fat bat symbol for this.
Oh,
DCU.
like what's on his chest too? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like when they put the bat signal and it's like this chonky bat, but it's like they also mask it with clouds and stuff. It honestly just looked like a bow tie to me. It didn't look anything like a bat.
Yeah,
it did. So Wonder Woman has an arrow, and she looks towards the Amazon. Apparently, is she allowed back now? I don't know. Sorry. And then we have...
Keep that in.
We have... Okay, here's a problem, and I heard this on a podcast. So, we have Clark Kent, who's Black Superman suit underneath his shirt, right? And then, like, he rips it open. But the problem is, if he's Clark Kent again, they already had a funeral for Clark Kent. How do you explain Clark Kent coming back to life?
That's what I thought.
The funeral wasn't for Superman, but so they both got arrested. Like,
no, Clark Kent had a twin, and it's Clark with a K, and it's Sent with C.
Right. But they had the funeral wasn't for Superman; it was for Clark Kent because then everyone could be there. But then he's just walking around the streets. How do you... I don't get... doesn't matter.
Make sense.
Doesn't matter. Cut to Lex Luthor. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh, yeah. Give me some Lex Luthor.
No, not Lex Luthor. Not Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor.
Deathstroke.
Please.
But I do like Deathstroke.
I like Deathstroke as a villain.
What's his name? Joe
Mama?
Yeah. Correct.
Got him.
You know that actor.
Good job.
Okay, but this scene just seems
I
like
just
so...
like Deathstroke. I just like Deathstroke. It's not the
too.
scene. I just like the character.
Okay,
That's it.
but also the scene is so dumb because it also leads Deathstroke like working with Batman in the next scene.
That's what's
Yeah,
stupid.
it's
That's
weird.
So
what's
it's one of those things where, like, look, we're introducing Deathstroke, and he's a villain, and they're like, oh yeah, and then, by the way, he's gonna work with Batman, and it's like, oh look, you see, you guys have to watch the next few movies to understand this. You guys just have to.
I think I realize what happened, and this is totally speculation. But Deathstroke is talking to Lex Luthor, right? And Lex Luthor says he knows Batman's identity, right? But we know later Deathstroke starts working. But they totally canceled the Batman Deathstroke movie because Ben Affleck was like, "Fuck this shit, I hate this shit," which rightfully. But since they canceled that movie, they just showed him at the end of Justice League. But I felt like they kept that Lex Luthor part in because he knows Batman's identity, and I think that's going to be in another movie. I think that's the problem.
Can you imagine if the MCU, after, like, at the end of Iron Man 1, they alluded to Captain America Civil War, and they just showed, like, 10-minute long scenes in Civil War, and then they're like, look, Iron Man is fighting Captain America, and Bucky's now a good guy, and he's also on Captain America's side, and there's all these superheroes here, and they're working, but you'll just have to watch the next 10 movies to find out.
You just
That's
know
so dumb,
You know that
dude.
Deathstroke and him will end up working together, so if they ever made that movie, there's no point. Neither one's going to die. They're going to end up working together, so it doesn't matter.
Yes.
I do like Deathstroke as a character. Shout out Arrow Season 2 before it got bad. Cut to... So this is where we get to, like, the bad, like, apocalypse, dark side world of fire, right? So, this is, like, Flash, looks like he did in the premonition for Batman v Superman, and this is another thing. Amber Heard is there, so it's like, you gotta replace her with Johnny Depp if you're ever gonna make this movie. You have to. There's no way you could keep her in this movie. The Joker is there, and his acting is slightly better than Justice League, actually, because he doesn't act like a gangster. He acts a little bit more crazy, so at least there's that.
But not good.
Not
Jared
good.
Leto's a good actor. Jared Leto is a good actor.
He is. We
But
all
his
actually like him
Joker's
as an
very
actor.
good, yeah.
His Joker's not good. His Joker laugh, absolutely horrible.
Not good.
And
It was
just-
also different in this. It was different, and it wasn't good still.
And I just feel like there's like a line that he has where he like almost completely breaks the Joker's accent, and he just like talks kind of regularly too.
I don't think he
And
wants
it's
to
like-
do it anymore, honestly, after he got flamed. I think he was phoning it in too.
Hopefully, because that scene was not good too, and he looks like an idiot. He looks so bad in that scene as like the Joker in the makeup with the hair. He looks horrible.
Also, why would they keep
Especially-
him? What's the point of having him unless it's a Arkham City thing where it's actually in his head? That's the only thing I can explain.
Yeah.
Especially after we have seen Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Ooh,
I know.
yeah.
Going
And we've already
to
had
Jared
Heath Ledger
Leto.
too, so it's like we've had
Yeah.
two of the some of the best performances ever.
Some of the best performances
agree.
that also looked really good as
Yes.
Joker. And then you get Jared Leto, and he looks fucking goofy as Joker. And then we get into the whole, like, oh, you let Robin die, which is, like, already, like, in the past from Batman v Superman.
We already know that,
It's
but we
already
don't
happened.
understand any
That
more.
was Jason Todd, right?
I think so. I don't
that was-
fucking care.
Yeah,
I
Joker
don't
killed Jason Todd in the comics. He was the second Robin. I
Who
believe.
is Gray? There's a Tim Gray.
Dick Grayson, isn't he the first Robin?
Dick Grayson was the first one. He became Nightwing.
Oh, he
And
became
then
someone else.
Nightwing.
Jason
and
Todd dies in one version, I believe, and then Tim Drake is the next one.
So
I
why
know
do we
my
care-
Robin.
Why do we care
Somewhat.
about all
Boy
these
wonder.
Robins? Why do we even care about all these Robins? I really only care about Dick Grayson.
I care
Yeah.
about Jason Todd straight up getting murdered by
Yeah.
Joker. That's a crazy, like...
I actually like
in
Robin
the comics.
sometimes.
Yeah.
In this world where, like,
Michael Cera's
Batman
Robin,
kills
Michael
people,
Batman.
where Batman kills people, like, Batman should have killed Joker a long time ago already.
It also just doesn't make sense why they would keep him around during this apocalypse. Again, unless it's in his head. I don't. But then if it's in his head, it doesn't make any sense because you're standing there talking to himself for 5 fucking minutes. Okay.
And someone says, "Are you sure that it was a good idea?" I think it was Deathstroke. It's like, "Are you sure it was a good idea to bring him along?" And then Batman's like,
Okay,
"What
so
do
he
you
is
think?"
there. That doesn't make any sense. But he says he will fucking kill the Joker, and I'm like, oh my god, give me some more of like just throw that in there to be like, oh god, we're edgy, you know, give me some bad words. But then again,
Yes.
if Batman kind of acted like this, but then didn't brand people, it would have worked better because like I could see him saying something like that in Arkham City to the Joker. It would have worked.
No. If he did that and branded people and killed people and just go
No, I'm
full
saying
dark,
don't
just
brand
go
people.
super dark. Just go full dark, bro.
Well, that's the problem.
Make
Is
it
that he was
like
still the
that
good
for
guy. Okay,
Batman.
this is my problem. Batman v Superman. It's fine if Batman is a terrible person, but then he's redeemed at the end because he was like totally off the hinges. But he's supposed to be the good guy even when he's killing people. If he's like killing people and they're like, "This is terrible," then it's completely different story. Which it should have been. Different story. Okay. Superman found them, right? And then it's like the normal blue and red suit, so he goes and he has a makeup, changes his costume to red and blue again, I don't know. Batman wakes up, so it's another premonition, question mark. And then there's an Animorph at his place, and it's Martian Manhunter. And you know what? Ben Affleck looks a little bit skinnier, because I think he was doing better with alcohol issues. And
good.
his acting is probably the best here that it is in the whole movie. He looks like he's actually trying harder, because it's like for Zack Snyder, like this was filmed after.
It was. Okay,
Yeah, this was one of these. They said this was one of like the couple scenes they had to film once he got approved for it. So his acting does seem a little bit better in here. And then it ends when he says he's Martian Manhunter, and then we get For Autumn, which is a nice little touch, which is Zack Snyder's daughter. So that would like hurt, but it was a nice little touch to end it.
Good job, Marcus.
That was a long one.
You did it.
That was a long one. I apologize for talking so quick.
You know what, Zack Snyder? I feel for you losing a daughter and stuff. Just don't make movies, please.
Oh, did you see, he has a new trailer for Army of the Dead, which is like a zombie movie, and I'm like, give me more of that, where it's like mindless stuff. I'm like style over substance, but you know what it is. Like, give me that.
I was gonna say, even though this movie has problems, I liked that it came out, because at least he got to finish his movie.
Yeah, it's not fair what they did to him. It was not fair what they did to him. So, because apparently he took a leave of absence because that issue, Tony, and then they were like, "Oh, we wanted to fire him anyway. You're not allowed to come back if you leave." And he's like, "I have to leave. My daughter died." And then they're like, "Okay, then you can't finish your movie."
It was terrible.
And then, so it was they pushed him out because they wanted him out because they didn't like his movies. Which, like, the movies aren't good, but it's also like not fair. It's not fair. So I'm glad this exists. I am glad this exists. People are like, restore the Snyderverse. I don't know about that, but make other movies, because like Army of the Dead is Netflix and they didn't like interfere. Apparently, that's what I heard. So we watched the trailer. It looks like the simplest plot, and just to have like crazy zombie action. I want that. Like, just do shit like that from now on.
I think he would be good in that.
300 again, yeah.
Like 300 is good.
Zero story, and it's just style.
Because it's like literally zero story, and it's all
but it
style.
knows what it's trying to be, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, I think he does really good in those types of movies. Yeah. But, like, there has to be at least... So with superhero movies, there has to be at least a little bit of substance, because there's this whole backstory of, like, very individual characters that all have different backstories, and they all have a different, like, personality, and they're all going through different things. So, like, you have to have some substance there, because you have to explain stuff there.
I agree. I still like this. It has a lot of issues, but I had fun with it. I'm glad it exists.
Yeah.
So I had... Let's do our ratings combined. I had a 6.8. Luke, you had a 6.6.
6.6.
You had a 4?
A 4.
That's a 5.8, which makes it right underneath B movie.
Ooh, yes.
B-movie better than this.
B-movie is better than this. That is true.
So, we will not be doing hints this week, because next week we will be starting to do a movie series, as well as our random picks. And we will be doing Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy as our first series. So next week will be Spider-Man 1 with my older brother, Matt Beef, joining us. Then the next week will be Luke's choice of movie, then Spider-Man 2, then Tony's choice, so back and forth and so on. Thank you guys for watching with us, and next week we will be doing the 2002 film Spider-Man by Sam Raimi. You can like our Facebook page at Tonight's Watch Podcast, all one word. Follow our Twitter at Tonight_Watch, or our Instagram at Tonight's Watch Podcast, all one word. Also consider rating and reviewing this episode if you enjoyed. We love to hear your feedback, and you can also send us your thoughts or movie suggestions at our email at tonightswatchpodcast@gmail.com. Luke, roll us out like we are Autobots.
Autobots? That was Tonight's Watch.
Goodbye.
This movie sucks.
I hate you.